Do you want to be a part of the CoCo community? Sure, we all do. So join this free weekly live talk show to find out how easy it is to watch at home and learn about your color computer. At the CoCoNation, more than 9 million men and women have participated in the community without setting foot outside their homes. And now at home in your spare time, you can see what's happening, or even join the discussion. Choose from any one of these segments: panel intros, project updates, acquisitions, CoCo thoughts, featured interviews and events, the Game On Challenge, news, Ron's Garage, CoCo commercials, show coverage, panel goodbyes, or you can join one of our extra shows. You can choose from the Game On Challenge Live or CoCo Tech. Join the CoCoNation right now.
Click the link for the free information TJB Chris spoke about. Then decide if you want to watch the CoCoNation Live Show, the world's leading live weekly talk show featuring the Tandy color computer, its siblings, cousins, and red-headed stepchildren. Visit thecoconation.com. There is no obligation and no salesman will visit you. Visit thecoconation.com.
The CoCoNation show is an unscripted, live, and interactive broadcast. Anything can and will happen. The views and opinions expressed by members of the panel and the live audience are their own, and not necessarily those of the CoCoNation show, its sponsors, affiliates, or subsidiaries. Open minds are encouraged, and a sense of humor is recommended. Thank you for being a part of the CoCoNation.
Radio Shack? Okay.
What?
The 80s called.
Welcome to the CoCoNation, the world's first live and interactive talk show featuring the Tandy color computer and its hardware cousins.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the CoCoNation Show, episode 421. And Rick, what's error 421?
There is no error 421, so we're off the hook.
Yay!
There are no more 400 errors, so we've got a ways to go. It's going to be a perfect show, gentlemen.
Until we get
All
to
right.
500s.
Unbridled enthusiasm and optimism. And I'm so wrong.
But we can
Ambitious
hope,
but
because
rubbish.
false hope is allowed.
All right, let's see. Up first today, we've got Ron Deluxe.
Hey, how y'all doing?
And we got Quigon.
Got it.
And Marco.
Hey there, glad to be here today.
And Mark B. And next row, we got Rick Euland.
Hey.
And Kevin Holloway.
Hello, everybody.
And Sloopy.
Greetings.
And Frederick.
Hello from warm Montreal.
I don't know. I don't associate warm and Montreal as two things in the same sentence.
Well, it's very warm today. It's cooking, actually. You could boil an egg outside just by setting it up.
What are you at, Frederick? Like 30 plus or something? Or
Let me see. It's something in the, something like 29.
Now,
so about 80, 84, 85 Celsius or Fahrenheit.
now, if you had said that it was warm and friendly, then we'd know he was joking.
Well, during the Just for Laughs festival, it is.
Thank goodness I have AC and the unit is right there, so I'm really comfy right now.
Okay. On the bottom row, on the other side of Canada, L Curtis Boyle.
Well, more in the middle, but yeah, kind of. Welcome to the show, everyone. If I sound a bit nasally, it's because I've got a bad head cold at the moment. So,
Are you on drugs?
I got a little bit of sinus medicine that I'm waiting to kick in.
You're not allowed to have a head cold at this period of the summer. Come on.
Right.
Well, that could be
Blame it on
allergies
the
from all the
fires?
smoke or something too, I guess, too.
Yeah,
But
fires.
we had to cancel the football game yesterday because of stupid smoke.
Oh, really? Wow.
And last but not least, we got Brian Weasler.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Okay. Let's see, in the chat. Let's see, we got Kevin Holloway, Michael Zwiffle, Micro Hobbyist, Marco, Wayne Campbell, Jim Rye, Tom Erik Gundersen, Exile in Paradise, Daddy Burrito, Sixy, Chris Dries, 8 Bits in the Basement, Brian Blake, Peter Willard, Brian Walsh, William Athing, A Meditation, quit scrolling on me, Mike Miller, and L Curtis. All right, we've caught up. All right, I guess first up today, we've got project update. So let me turn that one off, turn this one on, and Quigon, I guess you're up.
All right, I got a few things recently. Wasn't on the past couple weeks, but so kind of catching up. Got this in the mail as we were getting ready for the show.
Ooh.
I would test to get the MC10 here. No power supply, so I'm waiting on a power supply to test that out.
I just plug it straight into the wall.
It didn't work. Wow. Tested.
Exactly, let the smoke come out, right? And then when I was out in Florida,
nice.
I picked up. In my storage down there, I'd found the MCX 32 SD, I believe this was called.
Yep.
So I'm ready to go once I get the power supply for the MC10. And when I was in Florida, I couldn't find my one CoCo 3 down there, and I found one on Facebook Marketplace for pretty cheap. And so got this CoCo 3 down there and just finally brought it back to the house.
Anything special?
What's that?
Anything special? Just 128?
No, it's just a stock one. Stock 63, stock 6809, 128K. The warranty sticker is still intact.
Ah,
And it works. I just tested it a few minutes ago. And so that works really good. So probably just gonna leave that with stock. And then another CoCo 1-2 item that I just recently got is the Dragon MMC. And the case Mr. Strong made from the files that were online for me.
nice.
Now,
And
what is an MMC? Because
the Dragon MMC, what it is it's
an SDC.
It's an SD card reader. It works on a CoCo 1, 2, or a Dragon. It does not work on a CoCo 3. It will load. It does some things. It has a real-time clock. It also will do like cassette files and some other things that the SDC does not do. And it also has a Dragon Explorer, like the SDC Explorer. There's also a program that's similar to that you can run on the Dragon MMC as well to get around your files.
So what's that thing run generally?
I want to say it's close to about $100.
Okay.
And this here is the PS2 compatible mouse I got from Mr. Marco. That's going to go with the PS2 to CoCo joystick adapter that I still need one more piece to get working, is the cable to go from the joystick port to the adapter. And I've got a 2 meg board here to go in one of my CoCos 3s.
2 meg boomerang.
2 meg boomerang, yes, also came from Mark. And found this in my storage unit, GunStar.
Ooh, nice.
So
You got a 609 in your CoCo 3, I hope, because it requires it.
I have one of my, actually 2 of my CoCo 3s have 639s. And then another joystick that uses with the Atari adapter, a Wico. So,
Oh, I have one of those. Actually, I have 3 of those.
and then a couple of cartridges I got from Rick Euland, Shanghai.
Oh, cool. Rick Adams. Did Rick sign that one, Rick Adams, or?
No.
It's just
I bought it from Rick Euland.
You got to corner Rick there. Rick, you have to corner Rick and get your Rick Adams created,
right?
signed, and then you can sell them for a mint.
And Football 2.
That's Greg Zumwalt.
Rampage.
Let's see, Bjork.
What is this one here? Oh, Predator.
Mike,
Greg
If you
Zumwalt.
have one more cartridge, you're going to need that tower.
That's
of
David
power.
Ladd's favorite game, by the way.
Right.
Really?
Predator.
Dungeons of Daggerath.
That's the killer app for the CoCo 1 and 2, really.
So got
Dungeons,
that
yeah.
there. And what was I going to say? I actually have a tower of power coming on the way.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice. Just in time.
Yes. So
So have you added onto your home?
no.
Oh, he just has 3.
Next year.
He's already mentioned storage units. I imagine he's just getting more.
No. I got rid of a whole bunch of stuff because I used to have, umpteen CoCos and everything like that. But I've, in my moving, I got rid of a lot of stuff. I did have some stuff in a storage unit down in Florida, and that I've cleared out. So everything is out of that unit now, and whatnot. So I just had to. But I still got some stuff in my landlord's old place down in Florida that I still got to get some stuff out. I'm going down to Florida probably middle of August. And
How
try to
far
get the
away
rest.
are you?
I'm up north, so it's about
Maryland
a
or Delaware?
12-13 hour drive.
Yeah.
So I got a friend of mine's going to ride along to put the driving, and because she's got to get some stuff from Florida as well. She moved up to New Jersey, so we're going to make kind of both of us going to we're going to rent a minivan and do a road trip and then come back. So yeah, I've got a few things there this time, but I got my Gimme X. That one kind of took a crap on me, so I got that sent off to Zipster to have him look at. So
Cool. Well, it's good you're getting your collection back together again here.
yes, and it's
Did you
working.
actually talk to Zipster?
Yeah, I talked to him. So he's working on my Mega Mini MPI that I broke the switch off of.
Oops.
How is he doing? Is he okay?
I guess he's okay. I didn't talk to him physically, talk to him, email back and forth,
Oh, okay.
whatnot. So
All right.
he said just see what he can do on getting that up and working. So
He's a good guy. He does good job.
yes, no doubt.
Yeah, I'm glad you got a hold of him because a lot of people have been trying to get home to order brand new stuff, and he doesn't answer sometimes. But it's good to know that he's keeping up with repairs and stuff.
Yeah, so I've got two other CoCo 3s, but the one CoCo 3 that I have, it kind of, I think it's the memory thing. So I'm going to try swapping that out with the Boomerang 2 meg here, because when I turn it off and on, 9 out of 10 times I got to do it multiple times. When I was over at Sloopy's house, he put a different RAM module in there, and it didn't do it as much. Instead of doing it 9 out of 10 times, it did 1 out of 10 times. So
yeah, sometimes now I have a CoCo that does that, and what it is you have to wait 8 seconds or so for the memory to flush out,
Clear.
and then
but a lot of times with my first start, it will do this as well. So
okay,
if I haven't
that's
been
something
doing it in a while, it'll do that. So the Boomerang here, I want to try to put that in there probably later today.
There you go.
And test it
Yeah,
out.
I had that problem on my Gimme X, and what I did is I powered on, then I immediately do a Control Alt reset. You bring up 3 megos and then reset, and then it's fine.
Okay. But my Gimme X unfortunately wasn't producing any video. It wasn't just garbage. It was just like
Blank screen.
And so hopefully I can get that working. If not, I do have a Gimme Z on order. So, but still nice to have a Gimme X working if it can be.
I wonder if the reset is too short. Reset signal.
No, because it'll do it on cold start.
Yeah.
When the machine hasn't been on.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not,
race conditioner.
not everything is coming up together all at once.
Yeah, so
all
I'm
the
wondering
time.
if it needs a longer reset.
So a reset helps because, okay, now you've given everything time to stagger to life. You hit a reset.
That's like us on the show.
Exactly.
I know. Maybe you need to recap it.
Yeah, reset does not work. You have to actually turn it off and on again.
Oh,
okay.
Please start. Please start. Please start.
Yes.
And then eventually it'll start. Yeah, it's like, so it's a little, it's a little frustrating, but at least it works. For the
You
most
weren't surprised that CoCo you got started right up when you got it, right?
No, because it was unopened and whatnot, so it wasn't modified at all. I just tested it a few minutes ago, and on the RF and the composite, because I've got little TV that I got both cords coming around the front, just plugged it in and bam, so
yeah.
So
that might be an interesting syndrome we're coming upon, because you add it in the 6309, which reduces the power needs, and so your marginal power supply is good enough again. Then you change the RAM, and that reduces that, and now your marginal caps there are good enough again. And then eventually, there's no more new stuff to put in, and the whole thing just goes.
No, don't curse me here, Rick.
Yeah, but everybody usually has more than one CoCo 3, don't they?
I hope so.
The old timers, I think, do, but the people trying to get into the hobby and getting into the CoCo nowadays,
yeah.
I mean, they're having real trouble trying to get one.
yeah, it's not easy. I found, like the one I found out in Florida on Marketplace, it was it wasn't it was one of those ones, it was not a bad price, but a lot of them are going for high dollars now. So it's like,
Yeah, was it under 300?
Yeah, Ron, you might have to trade that car behind you to get a CoCo 3 nowadays.
Yeah, right.
Right?
In
That car's
marketplace in my region, there's one that's selling for $700. It's in pristine condition, but $700. $700. Come on.
even that's
Right,
what they're going for today.
That better include a Gimme X at the very least. At that price.
Nothing. 128 gig meg, and that's it.
Oh yeah, it's a stock one for that price is ridiculous. But
Yeah.
even the CoCo 2s are going for, pretty decent money these days. But that deal I got on the CoCo 2 a while ago was a steal of a deal, $100 for the CoCo 2 and the disk drive and the controller.
So that's a good deal. The disk drive controller is harder to get than the CoCo 2 is.
that was the one that Sloopy fixed for me because it had a composite mod, but the guy didn't solder the composite mod to the board. So
is that the marked data ones where you just had the clips?
no, I'm not sure about that, but in fact is he couldn't get video come out of it. He wanted $200 for the setup, but he couldn't get video to come out of it. He said at the last minute, I said, well, if you reduce it down, I might still buy it. So he said $100. I was like, okay. I said, and that's why I got a hold of Sloopy. I said, can I swing by and have you look at this? And 2 jobs of soldering.
Yeah, it looks like one of Zipster's. Basically,
Oh, okay.
The mounting post that that is used for the board is the ground signal, and it wasn't soldered on to the ground, so the board itself wasn't getting any ground.
Yeah, because when somebody was testing it, he just put his finger on it, and we got video, and it's like, oh. And so that was a steal of a deal. It's hard to find those, but
Nice. Yes.
Somebody in my region, well, not a bit far, but like an hour and a half away, is selling a Model 1 for $250 in working condition with the monitor.
that's actually a pretty good one.
That's a way
with the monitor?
good deal.
Right.
Yep.
That's worth the hour and a half drive if you want one.
Even if it didn't work, it'd be a great display piece.
Yeah.
See, the Model 1 and the CoCo 3 you found, Frederick, those prices should be flipped.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Let's see. Next up, now that Brian's not chewing on any food, how you got anything for us today?
Yeah, I got a couple things to share.
Okay. You're up.
Okay. First off, from Richard Lorbieski, he's selling his CoCo SDCs as the kit, and so I picked up one of the kits there, and it comes as a nice little pack. You can see it's the black board that he talks about, but he has the little packets here with all the different chips and everything. He has it all
programmed, right?
Yep, yeah, it's all programmed. You just have to assemble it, and here's like the little
If you
capacitor
can do
pack
basic
there.
through-hole soldering, you can do it yourself. The 2 I bought from Zipster in 2014, I put together myself.
Yep. So here's the this is the SD card
SD
reader
card.
itself. A little socket pack.
Do they give you
And-
anything to put out your fire on your hair? You do that?
Nope. Nope. And then here's the little switch and LED, just kind of the assorted little pieces there. So, but anyway, yeah. So I got that there. That'll be on my list of soldering projects to do. The other thing. And this one here is what Mark B. If you guys were watching when he was down at VCF Southeast down there, and he was kind of giving a tour, I kind of said, "Hey, pick me up one of those," and so he did. It was one of those coasters that are that's made from slate, and it looks like I'm assuming is that laser down there? Is that what they do? Is that laser? I think
I'm assuming so.
Yeah. So it has the some of the different CoCos, CoCo 1, 2, and 3 that's been lasered on there as a coaster on a piece of slate. So that's
That'll last through the end of the
right.
road.
So thanks, Mark, for picking that up. But you and I still need to square up though too. So someday here soon.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And then lastly, the thing I wanted to show was Paul Thayer. If you on Facebook, if you've been watching, he's been doing he did a run of joysticks, and he sent me this one. So this is the joystick that he did.
That's actually bigger than I was expecting.
They're nice. I got one of those too.
Looks about the same size as the one it's patterned after. You know, the legitimate company sues everybody.
Cool.
So he said he had done just one blue one, so he asked me if I wanted the blue one, and then he wanted what color button, so I chose the red and green just to kind of keep with the red, blue, and green
RGB.
of the yeah. So, and it has the little joystick here. So, but yeah. So thank you, Paul, for sending this to me. I haven't had a chance to try it out yet, but
Is that joystick center?
yes.
Yep.
Yep. So
Does it switch off so you can keep it loose?
no. No, it's just a little thumb joystick there. So yeah, analog. So yeah, he did a run of those. I'm not sure how many he did though, but I've seen a few people post theirs that they received. So, but
Did he call it anything? Is there a name to it or on it?
I don't
Engraved
remember.
on it or?
No, just 3D
No?
printed. It's a 3D printed case that he did.
Yeah, I don't think he even created a name for it on the Facebook post he was doing when he was saying they were becoming available. So
Yeah.
I don't think he has a name.
So, but yeah, he did a nice job with these. So thanks, Paul.
like Timberman's joystick or something.
Right? Yeah, he did send me. He did send me a couple extra little buttons if I wanted to swap them out. Some
Oh, nice.
yellow
Different
and black
colors?
one. Yeah, so yellow and a black one there. So, I think that's all I got. I do got some other stuff I'm going to share in the future, but for now, that's all I got for you guys.
Cool. Looks like mail call this week's been good for people.
Yeah.
Okay, that was everyone I had on the list for project updates and acquisitions.
That's probably correct.
Okay.
I'm imagining summer holidays is going to start slowing down some of this a little bit.
Nonsense.
So you want to do the upcoming events and jump in the news? Or...
Sure. Who's doing the gaming here? Because I know Ken's not here.
I am.
Well, you saw, yeah, that guy.
It was not on screen right now, so I didn't notice.
So we'll answer that when we get down to it.
In other words, we're just going to wing it like we usually do. Yeah, I can do the upcoming events here. Let me just find that particular screen full of stuff. One of them is actually happening right now. The third one? Yes, okay. Okay, you guys should be seeing a International Retro Computer Expo 2025 on the screen.
It's good.
I hope.
Looks good to me.
The dead silence scares me. Okay, so this is actually formerly Boat Fest, and this is happening actually this weekend. It started last night, it runs today, and it runs tomorrow in Hurricane, West Virginia. So if you're in the area, you might have time to pop by and still catch it. There's different fees if you're going to be there for more than one day, or if you're just going to be there for a day. There's also live seminars, and there's, do recordings of some of the live shows, and they do a CoCo show too. I think they might be doing the CoCo show live there too. I'm not sure. Wish I wasn't able to make it this year. But that's actually going on right now. And if you go into the show links that are in the show notes that are on the CoCo Discord, you could actually get a link to where to get the tickets for it and pre-order them.
I wonder if that's AI cover there.
Probably. I know Boat really likes AI stuff these days. So
yeah.
Yeah, because that's a mock-up of the Space Invaders cart of the TAR 2600 kind of.
Mm-hmm. Is Boat still involved with it? I know he doesn't really do the videos anymore like he used to, but is he still involved?
He still does the Amiga show.
Oh, he does do the Amiga. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He's kind of pulled away from the other ones because he's taking. It's a religious school for like deaconship or something, so he's kind of heavily into that right now. And then he just returned from a holiday to his wife's homeland for a couple weeks too, visited the in-laws. So he's been kind of busy. But he's definitely going to be at Boat Fest, or sorry, International Retro Computer Expo. I'm going to have to get used to calling it that now too. Next up after that is VCF West, August 1st to 2nd in the Computer History Museum in Mountain View, California. And that will run Friday from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. and then on Saturday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. I did get confirmation Michael Furman is going to be there. So there's for sure going to be CoCo representation. I'm hoping there's more than that. And I think he was also planning on actually showing some stuff off too. So that's cool. I think last year he did a thing on Flex and digging deep into that. So, and there's another Flex thing coming up in the news we'll be mentioning. But basically, yeah, that's it's kind of a twofer. When you pay for your admission there, you get to see not only VCF and all of its exhibitors, et cetera, but you also get to tour the Computer History Museum. From what I've heard, that's a really awesome museum. We've had a few walkthroughs on the show before from attendees, and that's just looks like a fun place to be, whether there was a VCF there or not. Getting both of them for the same price, that's awesome. After that is the big one, Vintage Computer Festival Midwest, the 20th year of the show. That's in the Chicago area, and specifically in Schaumburg, where they moved recently because they were getting too big for the old facility. And we've kind of been following with CoCoFEST and like hopping in between the same facilities they've gone through, that we're not quite growing at as rapid a rate as they are. But anyway, that's September the 13th to the 14th at the Schaumburg Convention Center in Schaumburg, Illinois, which is also happens to be the place that Rainbow Fest used to run, including the very first Rainbow Fest ever in 1983. So there's usually a large number of CoCo and Glenside people. I know some people on the panel like Rick are planning on going. I'm assuming that most of the people in the Glenside club that are living in the area will probably go as well, or at least stop by. Still free admission at this show. Most of the VCFs are charged these days, but this one is still free. And hotel bookings already open. There's other hotels in the area. It's a large convention area. So there's pretty well no chance you won't be able to get a room at all. But yeah, if you're really into retro computers, this covers the entire gamut and has huge displays and seminars and all kinds of stuff. You get a lot of the big YouTubers go to this one too. So if you want to meet some of the celebrities, you can do that there as well.
Just be warned, if you're at a map and you see hotels very close to the site across from a little pond, they aren't. There is a human-proof fence between all of them, and you aren't walking between them. Just
yeah, you have to probably drive to the hotel parking lot or nearby to park.
Yeah, it looks like you could walk there, but you can't.
No, maybe take a canoe. You can just wing it across.
Oh yeah, well no, there's a fence. You would need a catapult or something.
Oh, okay. So you have to portage the lake part, then you have to climb a fence. It's like a marathon.
Exactly.
Or one of those reality TV shows. Okay, next after that is Retro World Expo, and this is a gaming-oriented one in Connecticut Convention Center in Hartford, Connecticut, September 12th, 14th. So the same weekend as VCF. So if you're into all kinds of games, this covers arcade games, home consoles, home computers, peripherals for it, all the different games, stuff like stuffed toys and stuff. They have a special section on wrestling and cosplay and all kinds of stuff too. So this is a bit more expansive than some of the other ones. And I'm hoping Henry Gernard was talking about possibly going to it. And I haven't heard from him for a while, so I don't know if he still is or not. Hopefully he is, because it sounded like a pretty interesting mix of things at a retro show. So I'd be really curious to get some firsthand experience and maybe a bit of a live tour through it. So hopefully we can arrange that. And again, that same weekend, if you're up in Canada, there's the World of Retro Computing, WoRC 2025 Expo. That one here is in September 13th to the 14th at the old Goodies department store location at 8 Queen Street North in Kitchener, Ontario, which is about an hour west of Toronto. And there's another museum actually right beside it too, so it's almost a two-for again, except I think you have to pay the admission on the other one. This show in particular, the WoRC, is actually free. This show has been going on for a couple of years. Attendance last year was around 500, so about 3 to 4 times the size of a CoCoFEST, so it's actually getting some pretty good traction. And definitely some CoCos down there. Stacy Vetzel brought them. Of course, Retro Rewind with Frank, they bring their stuff too, and they're selling CoCo SDCs and stuff if you want to pick them up in person. And there's LAN parties and workshops and door prizes and raffles. No admission fee either at this one. And I hope to get to this one soon, because Kitchner is actually, I think, pretty close to where the university is that created the Super Pet, which is a 609 enhanced pet by Commodore that actually has OS 9 level 1 running on it. So it's kind of a cousin of the CoCo once you give it a real CPU. So,
somebody's not doing their homework. 3 events in 1 weekend. Come on, spread them out for spread the joy.
Well, they're spread out. They're in different countries. Next after that is Tandy Assembly, September 26th to the 28th in Springfield, Ohio. Same location as it has been the last few years. And I think they're starting to grow that too, because they've been sold out of table space for a while. As they mentioned right here on the webpage, exhibitors registration is sold out. It's been sold out for a while. Considering the show's not for a few months yet, that's pretty good. Anyway, it's the Courtyard by Marriott in Springfield, Ohio. If you attended CoCoFEST this year, bring your badge and you will get free admission. Otherwise, you have to pay for each day. And it runs all day, basically Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday is reserved for tech track stuff, which is basically very technical seminars and kind of learning classroom style type stuff. The other 2 days are just the general exhibition where you get to, kind of mill around, see what products are available, what kind of stuff people are working on and can see. And this, of course, covers all Tandy stuff. So this covers like Model 100s and pocket computers and the Z80 based machines, the Intel based Tandy 1000, 2000, etc., CoCos, MC10, everything. So if you're a general Tandy fan, it's actually probably a pretty good wide gamut, and definitely would compete with something like, say, VCF in Fort Worth, which of course being in Tandy's backyard, a lot of the engineers and stuff still live in the area, so you get to see those there too. But this is probably the next biggest one. And I know they're trying to get some of the people. I think they're trying to get Jerry Heap to come down as one of the speakers this year. And they were talking with Mark Siegel about possibly coming up there at some point. I don't know if he'll make it this year or not, but that'd be a pretty good get too. Anyway, children 12 and under are free. So if you have your kids along, feel free to bring them along. But usually a good time. Jim Brain's usually down there, and other CoCo people as well. Boise. I can't remember if they had any of the Yeah, so they got some of the speakers now lined up. Oh yeah, Jim Brain. I forgot about this one. They mentioned it on the TRS-80 Trash Talk live podcast here, which I'll get into a bit later in the news. But Jim's going to be doing a seminar on Beyond 512K, enhancing the CoCo memory management unit, explaining how the 2 meg and up memory upgrades work. So we were just talking about that on some of the acquisitions and stuff here too. So if you want to kind of find out behind the scenes how that works and maybe build your own if you have the skill set to do so, you might want to attend Jim's seminar. Next up after that is the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, October 17th to the 19th at the Oregon Convention Center in Portland, Oregon. Once again, this is a gaming-related one, so it's the consoles, the home arcade, the little desk, tabletop electronic games that Quigon used to make and all that kind of stuff, as well as home computers. This show we've actually seen on the show a couple of years ago because Tim and AJ were exhibitors at it and actually did a live feed that we got to see it, and they did some other live feeds during the weekend. They do say right now, attention, exhibitor space is limited, so I think they're almost selling out of exhibitor packages. Now, from what I've heard, this one's fairly expensive to exhibit at. Is that right, Mark?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it's when I think I looked at it, was like $125 a table, and that's just for like a 6-foot table.
now is that for the whole weekend or is that per day?
That's for the whole weekend.
Okay. So expensive and not totally insane, like say a price of a CoCo 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, it looked a lot of fun when Tim and AJ were there, and I think they're planning to attend this year as attendees. I don't think the cost of the booth is what got them out. I think it's like Rick has mentioned before about VCF Midwest is that if you're exhibiting, you don't get to see the show. You get to see your table and a bunch of people walking by and talking to you, as opposed to enjoying the shows.
Did you intend to do a pun there? Attendees, Tandy?
No, but it works. Thanks.
He'll take the credit.
He's deep, man.
Yeah, he's deep.
Hey, Curtis, when you get a chance, check the text, the Zoom messaging. We slipped a new one in on you. It's next weekend.
Oh, that's short notice.
Yeah, well.
Well, here, I'll just copy the link and throw it in here. Let's see what it is. Oh, in Australia.
Yep. Next
Canberra
weekend.
Vintage Computer Enthusiasts.
4th annual one.
I think, have we covered this one for there's a couple Australian shows I know.
Yeah.
I can't remember. This is one of the ones we did.
Probably a couple of years ago, yeah. So.
Okay, yeah, supported by the Australian Computer Museum Society in association with the Vintage Computer Federation. So it's a kind of a side hustle for the VCF.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like.
At the how the hell you pronounce that? Darramallan College? McCowage Hall in Dixon. Covering machines from the 1960s through to the early 2000s. All functional and ready for experience. This is the people that had live line printers where people could make little pictures and stuff, wasn't it? Last time we showed it?
Maybe. But it's next weekend. Put it on your calendar if you're in Australia.
Yep. Special celebration this year. Amiga turns 40. That youngster. So yeah, it's a 2-day event, Saturday, 19th of July, open to the public from 10 a.m. till 3 p.m. And Sunday, the 20th of July, it says registered attendees only. Okay. Kind of an interesting mix. Yeah, so if anybody in Australia is attending this show, please feel free to, even if you can't, obviously the time zone differences will make it difficult to do a live stream of some sort. But if you take some pictures, even some quick video clips and set them up, we'll show them on the show the weekend after. Thanks for that. Mark, out of curiosity, is that mentioned on the VCF site itself that this is happening, or is this their own
I
thing?
didn't look. Actually, Intangibytes just posted it in the VCF on the CoCo Discord, and I think you mentioned it.
Because there's one or two other VCFs that don't seem to advertise on the general VCF page when they kind of sneak up on me. So yeah, I'd like to be able to find out. Like I know there's a VCF in Europe too. I think Germany that I just about missed last year.
There was one supposed to be in Italy in 2020, but yeah, there might have been one in Germany too. So.
Yeah, no, the German one we covered here because that was they had a special section for people who speak English. Next about that, and this time I'm going to bring in Frederick for help on this one. And that's VCF Montreal, the first official Canadian VCF. This is at the Royal Military College at, pronounce that please, Frederick. was all screwed up.
The Collège de Saint-Jean-sur-Richelieu.
What he said.
Could you say that one more time for the recording? We'll just play it back.
So yeah, I contacted the person that is doing the thing. I said, look, I'd like some more information, and possibly help out, and he's going to get back to me. And as soon as I have information, I'll let you know.
Okay, so we figured out that it's at the Memorial Military College there, which originally we did not know, and there's some definite CoCo people in the vicinity I would like to see come attend the show just to meet some of the newer people like yourself. Like Sockmaster lives in Montreal. So he'd be great. Yep.
To answer your question, yes, the VCFed.org homepage has Canberra Vintage Computer Exposition, July 1920.
Okay. How did I miss that?
You're only human. We won't hold it against you.
I'll blame my cold.
Yep.
So anyway, it doesn't look like they have too much because this is pretty far out, and this is the first one. So I imagine the planning's gonna be a bit more strenuous than it is for well-established shows. But lodging, we got a thing there. Okay, so 20 minutes from Montreal and Brossard. I'm probably butchering that.
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, did I say it right, or you say you're butchering it?
No. Seriously, the English speakers will say Brossard.
And what will real French speakers say?
Brossard.
That's pretty far off, man.
Silent D.
Like that's like bonjour, So you're familiar with the area? I think you said it's only like 20 minutes out of Montreal proper. Like it's not that far.
Exactly. No, it's not a problem. It's like VCF in Chicago. I mean, it's not in Chicago per se, but it's doable.
Yeah, because it's one of the issues with Tandy Assembly if you're flying in, because especially international flights, I think you have to be in a completely different city to land, and then you have to drive.
I'll have to check, but I think the REM, the base electrified train system that we have, I think it goes up to there, but I'll check. If it does, then transportation is going to be a breeze. If not, then I can provide an easy public transit route.
Oh, I thought you were going to volunteer with Frederick's taxi service or something.
Yeah, but there's a limit how many people I can strap on the roof.
In January, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I like it.
All the attendees will be freeze dried.
As long as the cost is reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this one goes, because it's like you said, it's the first time we've ever done an official VCF in Canada. And hopefully the start, I wouldn't mind seeing one on the West Coast, like in the Vancouver area. I know they've kind of said Toronto's got enough of their own local shows for World of Commodore, World of Computing, Retro Computing and stuff. There's kind of already established shows. And that was one of the reasons I picked Montreal rather than the Toronto areas, because they wanted to kind of spread things out instead of putting all these shows in one spot. People can see different parts of Canada rather than just Toronto. Once you've seen one CN tower, you've seen them all, type thing.
You have more than one?
Well, the one in Calgary looks like a junior version of it, I guess, kind of. Hey, looking forward to that. Hopefully Frederick and a few others there, especially if we can get John out there. He had some really cool demos he showed at PenFest back in in the year 2000 that haven't been seen since, so that'd be kind of cool. And the last one here, I still haven't heard anything officially yet from Jim or Grant yet, but supposedly we have dates pretty well picked out for the next CoCoFEST, which will be April 24th to 25th in the same location as it was this year. Brian Weisler, have they had another meeting? Like, have they confirmed this yet, or is it still a little bit up in the air?
No, we didn't have a meeting this month here. We didn't have enough participation for the
okay.
meeting. So
So the summer holiday bug is hitting you guys too then?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I guess we got some time, like 10 months. Anyway, that's it for the upcoming shows that I have so far. If you guys find any that are missing, send me an email at curtisboyle@sastel.net or post it in the Discord on news topic suggestions. I didn't get a chance to check that today, so I missed the one that Mark was talking about. So
Okay, in the chat, William Athing is saying something about VCF Midwest is starting to assign tables.
oh, okay.
Emails will be going out shortly for those who filled out the request form.
Okay, cool. So it's actually getting quite organized. I'm imagining it's going to be the biggest attended ever because of the 20th anniversary in particular. And plus, there's a couple pretty big anniversaries, I think, for retro computers, including that young and the Amiga.
All right, now let's go ahead and hit the commercial break and then back with the news, right?
Yeah, I'll just mention too. I think it's the 40th anniversary of the CoCo 2B this year. True lowercase one. I think that first started showing up in
You're
85.
not to be.
The end of.
Hello, everyone. It's your good buddy, your good pal Amigo, and joined by that dastardly The Brent from ARG Presents.
You're watching CoCoNation.
I feel like that should have been longer.
The CoCoNation show would like to thank the following patrons: AC's 8-Bit Zone, Alex Gayer, Alan Huffman, Boysentech, Brendan Donahue, Brian Walsh, Brian Weasler, Kieran Ascom, Coconut Bob, Daddy Burrito, David Ladd, Derek Smithson, Diego BF109, Don Barber, Erik Gundersen, Frederick Segard, Glenn Hewlett, Graham Wabke, Grant Leedy, Henry Gernhardt, Henry Strickland, Jason Warnes, Jim Mullis, Jeffrey Drywater, Justin Larson, Ken Reichard, Patrick Euland, Paul Fuscarelli, Paul Shoemaker, R. Allen Murphy, Retro Tech Time, Richard Harding, Rob Inman, Rocky Hill, Steve Bateson, Tech Dungeon, Terry Trapp, TJB Chris, Tom C., Tom Gundersen, Tom S., and William Athing. Thank you so much, patrons. If you would like to support the CoCoNation show, sign up at patreon.thecoconation.com.
Hey everyone, I'm TJB Chris, and I'm watching the CoCoNation live show, and so are you. And probably shouldn't be pointing that thing at you. Enjoy!
Welcome to everybody's favorite segment, Who's New to Discord?
Paranoid Cactus says, "Hi, my name's Simon. I had a CoCo 1 as my first computer when I was a kid, which kicked off a lifelong obsession with game development. I got back into the CoCo a few years ago and have been playing around with making games for it. I've been watching the CoCoNation on YouTube for a quite while now, so figured it was well and truly time I joined the Discord." The previous bios were edited for time. Thanks to Boysentech, Frederick Micro Hobbyist Sigard, Glenside Computer Club, Paul Fiscarelli, Paul Shoemaker, Tandy Color Computer 3, Wingnut 2626, and the CoCoNation patrons for boosting the server. Please consider joining Discord and visiting the welcome section to read these bios in full and see what the community has to offer. Just go to discord.thecoconation.com.
See you on Discord.
When you want the latest in TRS-80, Tandy, Dragon, MC10, and all of their hardware cousins, no matter what it takes, or where news breaks, from around the world to your nation, the CoCoNation News with L Curtis Boyle.
Okay, so before I get into the actual news here, I just wanted to resubmit to the public that's watching us that we are planning on doing a CoCo 4 episode. These are the unofficial CoCo 4s from people that tried to pick up where Tandy left off once the CoCo 3 was discontinued. There was a whole bunch of them trying to make this claim. None of them really totally fit the bill. I mean, hardware compatibility-wise, probably the TC9 was probably the closest, but it wasn't that big of an upgrade. It had some pretty nice features, but a lot of them were trying to be OSK machines because OS9 was quite popular at that point. and there's a multitude of those as well. So basically, we were trying to fit anybody that has any of these machines that are still running and can demonstrate them, talk about how they got them, etc., what they think of them. Love to do that. We've got a few reviews in Rainbow, I think, for the 3 main contenders that we can pull up and show off in that show too. But I'd love to be able to show the real hardware. I will mention that I will get my TC9 up and running. I hope to get it running to show off what it looked like. Joe Levy has volunteered to show off his MM1. Rick Euland, you've got a System 5 or System 4?
5.
5, okay. So if anybody has a System 4 out there, we can show that off too. And then some of the other contenders, the TC70, we'd like to see if anybody has one of those. The AT306, the MM1B, which was kind of an upgraded version. And even if you have one of the Kicks 20 or Kicks 30 machines that Frank Hogg did when he kind of gave up on the TC70/TC9 special bus that he had going. Those were really high-end machines with high-end graphics and stuff, but I've never seen one in real life. I've only seen the brochures. So I think they were sold because I think Hazelwood Computer made them. But yeah, just email me at curtisboyle@sastel.net if you've got any of those, and we'll try to get together as many people as we can. At some point, I'll just give up trying to find actual ones, and then we'll just have to find ads and, kind of explain what they were and, any information we have on them, but hopefully get some demos going there. I know Brian's got a AT306 he's going to be working on to see if we can figure out how to get the windowing system to run on it, because it's a different one. And then there was G Windows, which I don't know, Rick, did the System 5 have G Windows?
I believe it did. It looks exactly like Multiview, as I recall. It was very similar anyway.
Okay.
G Windows, or do I have K Windows? I may have K Windows. I took very hurried notes, and I don't remember anymore. We've got to get it running. And
yeah, that's the same with mine. Mine, I think, will boot, but the hard drive's dead, so I'll have to make a floppy only boot with my 720K floppy or something, just to show it off at least a little bit. Anyway, on to the actual news. So first up, we got one story for the Dragon this week I wanted to cover. So Erik Gundersen, one of our European friends on mainland Europe, not from the UK, basically did a history of the official joysticks for the Dragon, both from Dragon Data themselves, Eurohard in Spain when they took over from Dragon Data when they went bankrupt, and then some of the third-party ones like the Volt Maces, some ones by Microdeal, etc. So it's kind of a historical perspective of what the joysticks look like in different generations of each too. So if you guys are watching the picture here on the top, there's 5 of them starting from left to right is the original Dragon Data version 1, which was vacuum form, the Dragon Data version 2, Dragon Data version 3, which changed it to one where you held it with one hand and then, use the joystick with the other hand type thing. It's a 2-handed deal. And then another version of that one, Dragon Data version 4, and then the Eurohard one, which is actually quite a radically different design than the rest of the ones that Dragon Data did, which is a bit interesting because, Eurohard basically took over the Dragon 64 and Dragon 32 in Spain and tried to sell it in Europe and was successful in some schools, but generally they kept the hardware pretty close to the same. They might change the banner or the cowl or the case plastic or something, but basically the motherboard's the same. The joystick is totally redesigned. It bears no resemblance to anything else. And then on the second row, he's got some of the third-party ones that were popular in the UK at the time. So you got the Volt Mace with red buttons, the Volt Mace with green buttons. And that's these 2 over here, which have this long rectangular thing and a separate little square for the joystick part itself. And I'm not sure why you need 3 buttons. Is that just for positioning on the hand? I don't know. And then after that, we've got the... yeah, but what do you need the third one for then?
Yeah, I think what that is that's the same joystick as what the BBC computer had. So I think they just took the same joystick and just...
Oh, and the BBC might have supported more than one button, maybe.
Yeah, I think that's what the cape is.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Next one after that is the Microdeal, also known as a thumb killer. And actually, after seeing that red switch, actually, go zoom this.
That is the saddest little red switch you could buy at Radio Shack for like 12 for $1.
Yeah, and I remember somebody here replaced their joystick button on the Black Beauty with one of these, and you will punch a hole through your thumb playing a game. And then this one here is a Spectra Video QuickShot 2 that was modified, and he thinks it was sold by Microdeal. I do remember the Spectra Video sticks. I remember seeing those advertised computer magazines. And then in the comments here, Mike Miller says you're missing the classic QuickShot 1, which was very durable in comparison to the rubbish the QuickShot 2. And Chris Procher says Microdeal also had another model, same as the Cambridge joystick released for the Spectrum. They were self-centering with micro switches. So there's actually a few more to add to that collection too. But that's pretty good subset there. And to be honest, the CoCo on our side of the pond here also had many third parties. Like Wico made trackballs and Well, Quigon actually showed one here earlier that he's got one of the other alternative ones, and then the original Craft ones before they got rebranded for Tandy, but they actually sold them directly for the CoCo at one point. And then you got stuff like the light phaser interface by Dicom that used the Sega Master System. This I'm trying to remember what the one Spectrum Projects did. Their ad called it, "Are you stuck with a gloom stick?" And then it showed you this weird looking contraption. But there's a whole bunch of up here. Like there was a bunch of unique ones here as well. So it's kind of interesting to see how joysticks evolved over the years here on the other sides of the pond. So thanks, Tom. I don't know if he's in the chat today. He's usually in there. But it's a nice little historical look at the progression of joysticks on the Dragon. It's pretty interesting designs. I don't think we ever really had too many like this here in North America that I remember seeing, unless you've seen them, Brian.
Yeah, I have one of that one, and I also have the one that's the original Quick Shot that the guy commented on in the chat there. It came in a blue box. So yeah.
Now, were those sold in the US too, or were those imported from the UK?
I think they were imported from the UK because the Quick Shot I bought from the UK.
Okay. And I can't imagine why they thought this was a good design. I just honestly don't understand that at all. This must have been made by suits that had never played a game in their life.
Yeah.
Unless your game has rapid fire, you can just tape it down. Then it might work. Next up, now Brian actually pointed this out to me. This is Roger Taylor's Patreon site. So some of the stuff he publishes there is publicly available and some of it's private. You have to be a Patreon member to look at. This one, I believe, is public. And it's basically, he does a quick sort of preview/review of the Phoenix F-56, which is the one that Boise's been working on porting Basic 9 and OS 9 to it, and they're planning on expanding it later to get it, with some extra features, with MMU and stuff. But it's got a pretty impressive list of hardware. Like it's got I think an FPGA that emulates the 6809, but it runs between 6 and 12 megahertz of what a regular 609 would do. So it's like 3 to 6 times faster than a CoCo 3. And it's got hardware sprites, and it's got multi-layer graphics for laying backgrounds that don't change when you put stuff in front of them. So it's got a lot of really cool stuff into it. And OS 9, Boise's been actively working on it and adding more and more features. He's shown it actually at seminars and stuff, and I'm hoping he shows that kind of stuff at Tandy Assembly as well. And as Roger says himself here, this really is the dream OS 9 system. Think of it as the CoCo 4 we've been waiting for. We were just talking about CoCo 4s, but this would be, because it's 6809 based, it's much more compatible than the quote unquote regular CoCo 4s, except for maybe the TC9. And of course, we've shown them before, the fancy keyboard and stuff here. That's actually, everything's built in. It's got an SD card reader built in, and sound chips that can play everything from MP3s and MIDIs to all kinds of other formats. So it's a pretty decent little kind of all-in-one computer that basically operates like a really hyped up 6809 single board. Well, thanks, Roger, for showing that one.
I was trying to scroll down, but it didn't work.
Oh, you have to check the show note links. Next up after that, we've got David C. Weens, who was one of the guys behind the Sardis disk controller. I think he did the drivers for it, and Performance Peripherals, who did the manufacturing. But he was very active in the OS 9 community in the late 80s, both for the CoCo as well as for third-party stuff like Gimmixes, etc. And one of the products he came up with was called OF Link. I'm not quite sure what that stands for. I imagine the F means flex, but basically what it was an emulator, not quite an emulator, but it emulates the Flex operating system as an OS 9 task. And you can actually mount, Flex-based disk images, etc. You can even do it over DriveWire, though he hasn't tested it personally. So anybody who has DriveWire and wants to fiddle with this and is familiar with Flex, that functionality should be in there, and you can give it a shot, but he hasn't tested it himself. But what the new thing he's done this time, and I should mention, first of all, that if you want to try this, it's actually included in Nitrous 9 EOU since version 1.00, I think. So the last two versions have actually had it in there. And you can actually run actual Flex programs on it. I've done it. But basically what he's done here is he started releasing the source code for it. So this first chunk he's did is all the OS 9 components of OF Link, the Flex emulator. He's planning later on to actually upload the source code for the Flex portions, because of course he had to redo some of the drivers for Flex to be able to handle the virtual environment it was running in. But if any of you are trying to figure out how to do some of these emulator / transcode type things for operating systems, like we have a CPM one as well for the CoCo, this has got commented source code that you can actually go through and figure out how it works and how you could do something similar if you wanted to, say, emulate some other operating system that might be friendly, like, or put an operating system that would run under OS 9, like say maybe Peter Stark's StarDOS or something like that, some of the other stuff that was around at the time. So free download from there. Big thanks to David. He actually gave us permission to put OF Link on EOU. And if you guys have any comments on that, please send stuff to him too. He's got a nice web page, which I will show now. And this is just the OF Link web page. So you can actually go through and it kind of goes through an explanation of it. And what the features are, as you mentioned here, let's flex access some features of DriveWire not tested yet. Let me know if you tried it and it works. Well, I guess it is compatible with StarDOS already. Never mind. Requires CoCo 3 at 512K RAM or more. It definitely likes the Gimme X. It runs much faster with that, or Gimme Z. And it requires the SDIS3 floppy disk driver, which he also gave us permission to use because he wrote that as well. And that is a much more powerful version of CC3 disk. It can handle single density tracks and double density tracks and no halt controllers if you have something that supports that. Some extra system calls in there that the regular driver doesn't do. It handles sector sizes of 128, 256, 512, and 1024 bytes per sector. So it handles MS-DOS just fine. It handles Atari ST disks fine. It can even handle TRS-80 Model 1 disks if you twiddle with it a bit. But yeah, he's got a whole explanation of what it is here, and then he's got the manuals for it, some additional notes, disk image if you actually want to try it separately from EOU. And this is the new one here where he's actually got the source code for the OS 9 portion. Flex source code not available yet. It is coming. And then a bit more explanation about it. Next up after that, May Snyder on the CoCo group on Facebook posted these pictures for her coffee mug that she got from Owlware at ROMpaks in Princeton in October of 1987. Now, I have bought T-shirts and stuff from ROMpaks, of course, and they, of course, give away little goodie bags and stuff with ROMpaks plastered over. Unfortunately, I don't have any of those anymore. I didn't even know they had coffee cups. I just never bothered to really look. I was wondering if anybody else who has attended ROMpaks back in the past may have seen or bought one of the coffee cups. I know, Ron, you were at one actually earlier than this. Ron, step away.
Yeah, it's on there. Scroll down a little. I went in 84.
Okay. Did you get a coffee mug or see any coffee mugs there too?
No coffee mug. Nope.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't see them down there. I would have, everybody knows my love of coffee. I would have bought one in a second. Well, I need a bigger cup, but hey, for those who don't know, that's Lonnie Falk himself there in that picture from Ron.
Right there. I met him, shook his hand, talked to him a little bit.
Yeah, Bill and I did too.
It was great.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He was a professional reporter before that. He covered stuff like the moon landing, the Apollo moon landing and stuff back in the day. And if you guys remember the Motorola, the very first cell phone, that big brick you held to your ear, he actually used it when he was working for UP. What's the UP stand for? The news service. But he actually used that on coverage.
Oh, UPI?
Yeah.
United Press.
Yeah. He was working for them at the time, and he actually got one of those when they were pretty brand new and got to haul that around.
It cost dollars a minute, but he didn't have to pay that. Nice.
So anyway, like I said, it was kind of interesting. I'd never seen this in an actual coffee cup, so now I'm kind of jealous. Next after that, Antonio Caballero's been sending out more of his Tower of Powers to people in the CoCo community. I saw that John Linville got one too, and he's already filled it up with a bunch of the carts that he and Neil and a few others have made, and they fit fine. The only cartridge so far that hasn't seemed to fit, I think, is John Strong's Bomb Squad. And that's only because he kind of made a custom case for that one. Like he made little bomb symbols, and it's got, multicolor plastic and stuff. And it's just a hair too thick from when Steve Sturbridge tried it. But the reason I'm showing this particular here is that Antonio's actually doing some enhanced designs. He was doing the Tower of Power Deluxe and the Micro Tower of Power, which he's currently developing. So I'll zoom up this one here. So the regular part of the Tower of Power basically is the same thing as you've seen now, with this little cap on the top, but now the cap on the top will actually hold SD cards. So if you bought stuff like, just SD cards in general, if you say you have an OS 9 one, you have a regular disk basic one or something like that for your CoCo SDC, or you may have some MC10 ones. Some people like Paul Thayer have actually sold stuff like Timberman on separate SDCs. There's a few people that are actually making custom SDCs with labels, like full color labels with a specific game on it, if you just want to be able to just pop it in without having to hunt down through 500 disk images to find it. So this actually will hold both. So you do your classic old cartridge here, but you can also do your SD cards here. And then his mini tower here is basically just the SD card. So if you got a CoCo SDC and you don't have a disk drive and you don't bother with cards, you never unplug your SDC from machine, well, you can get this little mini one.
So how long till the CoCo size tower comes out? So you can just spin around
Just-
between your CoCo 2s
your CoCo 2, your
CoCo
CoCo
3s.
3, the Dragon. Yeah. So this is a little video. Kind of showing it rotating. And of course, he puts in little ads for some of the current vendors and stuff too, which is really cool.
Nice.
Now, if this had come out some years earlier, when Mark of Cloud9 was still selling his not SD, but the old compact flash. He had a compact flash adapter at one point, slightly, well, quite a bit larger little cards there, but that would have been handy for that too, because those generally tended to be lower capacity than SD cards are these days. And there's your little teeny one.
Oh, that's cute.
I mean, to be honest, if you use a lot of SD cards for like photos and stuff, that'd be kind of handy to have, even if you're not using it for CoCo related stuff.
Well, I use a bunch of SD cards just because you could put it all on one card, but then you have to find it. And I like using just a couple of different cards. So here's my game card, and all the games are there, and I don't have to dig through all of my applications to find the games. So
Yep.
I could like this.
It beats these little cases.
Oh yeah, the little snap open.
Yeah.
Yeah, futzy things.
Yeah, and he's got some other pictures there if you want to take a look at some details. And if you want to get some from him, just contact him via the CoCo group on Facebook. He's been pretty good with sending them off or selling the extras if he's got leftovers. And Tony, if you're listening here, I would send one with the SD card stuff to somebody else other than me, because I do have a couple SD cards, but they're pretty large ones, so I won't be going through them anytime soon, so I won't need a holder. Basically, I've got one for each SDC I have. I think would go to better use with some other people. So, and spread the love around, I guess, is the other thing. Next up after that, I can't remember who specified this one, but there's a thing called the Retro Electro Jumble, and this is in the UK. And it's on July 19th, so next weekend, from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. at the National Museum of Computing at Bletchley Park. And I believe that is the same Bletchley Park that is famous for code cracking in World War II.
Yep, should be.
So another two for you get to go to a nice retro thing, but then you get to go see some really historical stuff. But basically what this is, as they describe it here, it's a ticket-only event, and it gives you your chance to explore and even take home a unique piece of computing history. Please ensure you have your ticket details ready for arrival, so you do need to pre-buy to get into this. But basically, they have a fantastic selection of 80s retro PCs and equipment on offer. And they specifically mention iconic brands like Amstrad, Commodore, and Dragon. So if you're looking to complete your collection, find a nostalgic piece of tech, or just browse through some of the classic computing hardware, this is the place to go. So it's kind of like a enhanced flea market, I guess, but it's all retro stuff. And you actually get to see it, all there in person, running. You're not ordering it, over eBay and hoping that the pictures are accurate, etc. So, and the fact they specifically mentioned Dragon, I'm hoping that means it might have a fair number of Dragon, like old games and maybe some extra hardware and some of that stuff, maybe some rare items too. So anybody who's in the vicinity of Bletchley Park there, that might be definitely something to check out and see what you can find. Okay. So next up after that, TRS-80 Retro Programming posted a video showing his development update to Tales of Suburbia. So basically what he's been doing the last little while in this game, like he usually did it with line statements and paint statements and draw statements, and his basic program is getting too big. And it's a bit slower, drawing complex scenes that way. So I'd suggested to him, why don't you just save the binaries, like draw it in a separate basic program, and then just save the bins for each of your rooms. And his game's small enough that should all fit on a 35-track disc just fine. So he's been doing that, and now it actually runs a lot faster on an SDC or even on a real floppy, because it's only loading half the screen most of the time. A few of the scenes, like this particular one you're seeing on the screen right now, is a full-size screen, but even then, it's pretty quick. This is all P mode 1, so it's only loading what, 3K or something. But he's been adding some other features too. He kind of goes through a game breakdown. He shows the new map system, but he's also got animations for the background, which reminds me of Sands of Egypt. And this is a basic program, remember?
Into memory from the disk instead of.
So you see he's got these animated clouds going by while he's walking his character around still. So
and slowing it down.
It's almost like multitasking.
And so if you look up in the sky, you're going to see now.
You go at different speeds too. And then he's updated the P mode 4. Oh, he's got the clouds and other scenes, even the full screen scenes here. Now right now it's going over top the tree, which he's going to fix. I just want to show his map here. Oh, he did some other things on how he's doing inventory and stuff too. So he's got some built-in directions now. They'll tell you like what the joystick does, what the keyboard keys do, etc. So that built-in help, which is really nice. Because I can never find manuals. And you got Billy's backpack, which is kind of your inventory in the game. And he's got just a few items. It's a smaller game, so basically it'll all fit in one row, or one column, I should say. I think you got a P Mode 4 map here, which is actually the entire map of the game. It's the different rooms connecting the different houses and shops and stuff on the streets, etc. Which he switched iris. Now he does mention here this was designed for P Mode 4 no artifacting. So if you have a CoCo 3 with an RGB monitor, you definitely want to just leave it on the RGB and don't put it on composite. Or if you have an emulator, you can turn off the emulation of the artifacted colors and you get a much clearer picture, as you can see here. Composite monitoring might be okay. It tends to be a little bit sharper. You might be able to read it, but it's pretty hard to read some of the small text like this. So anyway, game's coming along good. He's going to send it to me for beta testing not too long when he gets a few other things fixed up and finished on it. And then I'll be putting it up on the website. I've already got one of his other games on there now. And he's got several other games he's been working on. He's going to be working on finishing too. So, but that's all done in BASIC. There's no machine language subroutines. So, and he's been learning as he goes along. He's actually getting pretty good at some of the stuff he's been doing with the graphics and stuff. So I look forward to making that a nice free release for everybody. Next up, and I missed this last week because I somehow missed the channel on the TRS-80 Discord for all TRS-80s that the upcoming TRS-80 Trash Talk was going to be happening last Saturday night. So my apologies. I missed it entirely. So a lot of you probably missed watching it. But it's almost 2 hours, and they start going through. There's a lot of talk about Tandy Assembly and some of the seminars that are coming up. So you want some details on that, go check that out for sure. There's some general stuff working with emulators from the Phillips brothers. Mab is talking about some of the stuff that they're planning for Tandy Assembly. There's some talk about CoCo stuff in there too. They're also talking about trying to get seminar speakers and stuff. And then Mav also goes through, I'm trying to remember the name of it, but there's another generic TRS-80 magazine that covers like the CoCos and the Z80s, etc. That by the title of it, you wouldn't have a clue that's what it's about unless you read the fine print underneath the actual name of the title on the cover. You wouldn't have known it covered CoCos at all. And he goes through that magazine just kind of picking out a few articles specifically that he wanted to show off. Let's see if I can find the cover here somewhere. Let's see if you guys have heard of this one.
It hasn't.
All right, so the Tandy. Let's go a little bit earlier.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay.
No, he's jumping right in the middle.
Yep. So rolling right up to the top.
Yeah, can't find a thumbnail.
Well, it's not rendering great. It's because of your slow internet. Yeah, so we start off with an ad.
So anyway, it's a computer magazine that I think most people probably have not heard of. And it did have CoCo articles. He actually found a few that actually had covers with the CoCo prominently displayed on it. So if you happen to catch that issue, you might become interested in it. But in general, just like a generic computer magazine, like Computer, something that covers a bazillion different machines. None of them, completely well because it's trying to spread out too thin. But this one was dedicated just solely to Tandy and TRS-80. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. I think some of the scans of those are actually on the Internet Archive too. So if you want to peruse through them, they might even be on the CoCo Archive because there's a lot of magazines on there. And I can't remember if this particular one is or not. It's on their YouTube page, and you can get the link to that, of course, in the show notes. Next up, channel I've not seen before called Definitely Casual PCs on YouTube, and he does an unboxing and restoring of a TRS-80 CoCo 2. There's not a lot of restoring to do here, but he does do some retrobrighting, and it was pretty dirty. It looks like somebody was a chain smoker because it looked all yellowed, and of course you assume the plastic is changed color to the yellow, and actually we was cleaning it off and all the yellow came off, so I think it's just like tar. So it was pretty cool. He actually got it to clean up quite well, and they still retrobrighted it anyway, but he's got like the original box, he's got the original manuals, getting started with St. Color Basic. The machine itself is actually in pretty decent shape even before he starts cleaning it. It's just the coloring. I can see some of the keys are yellow, and if you look at the underside, which I don't know if I can find it right off the bat here, there's some pretty yellow stuff on the bottom. It goes through the ports because it's kind of a new machine to him. There's your serial number for those of you interested. And he plugged it in and worked right off the bat, which CoCos are quite famous for not having to have to get recapped every time you find one.
That's true.
Yeah, but these keys are definitely yellowed. I mean, that's pretty bad. Trying to find out where he's cleaning the part that was really yellow. Yeah, here.
And those are the ones that are usually white, right?
Yeah.
They turn. The gray ones did.
But you can see here like a real dark discoloration here. And if I fast forward to where he was cleaning it up and comparing it, somewhere around here. These thumbnails are never precise enough.
Well, that proves our ventilation worked. The air came in through the front, dropped the nicotine on the front of the case, went through the slots.
But it cleaned up really nicely. Like he did retrobright it out in the sun for a bit too, but most of the cleaning of this to turn it back to white actually was just literally cleaning it. You know, scrub it down type thing. So sometimes the yellowing's not due to the exposure to sunlight and stuff that breaks down the plastics. Or actually breaks down, what is it, the fire retardant they put in the plastic? I think that's what causes the yellow.
Right.
Bromide.
Yeah, that's it. Because I know Nick has showed off, there's that different plastic they used on the CoCo 3s in Australia that never yellow. Like they stay white forever.
Well, that's the thing. Bromine is violently red. How they ever made it not be yellow in the first place, I'll never know. But I could see it going back.
Yeah. So he's up and running. He's got a CoCo 2. It's got, I can't remember if it's got 16K or 64K, but it does have extended basic. And it's up and running fine. Yeah, he's actually looking at, trying to find some cassette images of stuff that he can play. He thinks he only has 16K, I believe. I don't know if he's tested that or not. He's looking for things to try with it. He doesn't have joysticks or anything else. He just has the TV connection, and he's got the CoCo 2 itself. So I suggested some 16K keyboard games like Phantom Slayer, Invader's Revenge, and a few others that he can give a shot. So hopefully we'll see a follow-up video where you can try out some of the stuff. Next up, City Zen has on YouTube has posted a coverage of the VCF Southeast. That's, I think, the one in Atlanta. Is that correct? It was the one on the exact same weekend as the Fort Worth one, if I remember. And it was also paired up with a video game convention at the same time.
Right.
So there, he kind of goes through, and it's like an almost hour-long video where he kind of goes through and interviews people and talks to people, shows you stuff that's on the show floor and that kind of stuff. But he also actually has a little section on CoCo-related stuff, and I don't recognize the guy he's talking to, if I remember. Yeah, Southern Fried Gaming Expo, that's the one it's combined with. So I've got it queued up to actually play the CoCo part. We'll just play that part, and you can check out the rest of the video, because, of course, there's a lot of interesting stuff. All kinds of retro stuff here, but I don't think we've shown any video from this particular show before.
So join us, won't you? All right, we're here with Alex, right?
That's right, Alex. I'm in the Atlanta Historic Computer Society.
Nice. So what you got here with us?
This year I decided to bring my color computer stuff. Tandy Radio Shack color computer, affectionately known as the CoCo. We have over here we have an Ag Vision. This is really the predecessor to the CoCo. It was a teletext system for farmers. We have a Color Computer 1, which is the original.
I will mention he completely forgets about the MC10, doesn't even mention it. So even though you watch it on top of the Ag Vision.
Color computer. They came in 4K originally. This one has 64K and extended color basic. We have Color Computer 2, which was mostly a cost-reduced version of the CoCo. Notendo Dragon, which was an American licensee manufactured based on a British near clone of the CoCo. And then we have a Color Computer 3, which was a big upgrade from the other color computers. Much better graphics, much better memory capability, and the CPU could run twice as fast. And then I have a bunch of expansion cartridges. Some of them are original ones from back in the day, like an RS-232 cartridge. Others are more modern things, like the CoCo Flash, which is a multi-ROM cart.
And that's a Glenside IE adapter there. She doesn't mention.
Right.
But yeah, he's got a pretty good wide peripherals, like Wico track balls, and
I saw a CoCo in there too, so he's got Ethernet as well.
Well, I was going to ask, like, I didn't recognize his name, but I know, like, when CoCoFEST took over from Rainbow Fest in Chicago, there was also an Atlanta Fest that Alan Dages and a few others were kind of in charge of. And it ran for years, too, in the 90s. And I'm wondering if maybe this guy was part of that group and maybe was involved with the organization of those shows. Did anybody here on the panel go to the Atlanta CoCoFEST back in the 90s? Because they ran from, like, 92 to 97 or 98.
Right.
If you notice there, the red cartridge there, that's a Moo.
Yeah, he does mention that one, I do believe.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Definitely an insider, or he wouldn't have half this stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because to
don't
know what a
recognize
CoCo Flash is to order it, or the Moo, or the Glenside IDE, and some of those, you had to be active in the CoCo community, even though those exist.
Got a switcheroo, it looks like, too.
Yeah.
All right.
Back the other side of the monitor.
Yeah,
All
so
the goodies.
if anybody's a member of the Atlanta group that they're talking about, that he's a member of too, I wouldn't mind if you can get a hold of him, because I'm pretty sure he must have worked with Alan and stuff before he passed away when they were doing the Atlanta CoCoFEST there. We had a lot of history there. Like some of the bigger releases, Nitro 9 were actually announced at the Atlanta show when Alan DeCock went, and Colin Mackay. So it would be kind of interesting to get reconnected with those guys, because they had a ton of people that were like super skilled in the area doing stuff on the CoCo, and obviously have good collections of some of the retro hardware and the newer hardware as well. So I would love to get them in contact, maybe have them on the show. So anybody out there listening or in the chat or in the panel that knows any of the guys out in the Atlanta area, get them in contact with us, and we'll see if we can get them on the show and maybe kind of rekindle stuff with them and see what they've been up to, because I haven't seen any of those guys in a long time. Alan, I know, used to come to the Chicago CoCoFEST to promote the Atlanta CoCoFEST, so that was cool. Anyway, there's a bit more CoCo stuff in that video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. There's a whole ton of stuff on just the show in general. And if you want kind of a good rundown of what happens at that particular show in Atlanta, then go check out the video. And next up after that, Thomas, and I'm going to butcher this, Adresverkommt. I can't even ask Frederick for help because it's not French. But anyway, he posted photos of his Metra Alice, the original, the MC10 clone version, because the Alice, of course, had the Alice 90 and some other ones, Alice 32, that were getting to be quite different than the MC10. But he's got the complete collection of all of the nice red peripherals. So he's got the power supply and the cassette deck and the 16K RAM expansion and all that kind of thing. And in really good shape.
The only thing I don't recognize, what's the item there on the left?
This? Or this?
Oh, the red item there with the DIN cable coming out of it there. I don't recognize what that would be.
I thought that was a power supply, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's not. Is that a composite adapter or something?
Doesn't the start, like on the French CoCos, have a DIN connector? That could be power.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
zoom
that,
that
yeah,
up.
that is a SCART cable there. That's coiled up.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Huh.
But it's not actually connected, so I'm not sure if that's
Yeah.
a separate thing or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course, it has the AZERTY keyboard for those of you who don't like QWERTY. Or Dvorak. Like I said, good shape. He's got the complete collection. And some video adapters, of course. That was cool to see. And it runs. He's got it running here on black and white, and then he also gets it up and running in color. And that's all I got for the regular news this week. It's starting to get a little bit died down here with the summer holidays because a lot of people are away or doing things, so they're not actively, doing projects and stuff. They're spending time with families and going on holidays, etc. And then there's other people like William Athing are actually live soldering at CoCo SDC even as we speak. And since he's actually got a camera on it, I think we'll switch to him before we switch over to the game stuff. And I'll do the game news after the Game On Challenge stuff rather than running it in here with the regular news just to break the pace a little bit. So I'll stop sharing if you want to just show William there for a second. We can kind of see how he's doing on his CoCo SDC and scare me with soldering.
He cleaned off the spot.
Oh, I mentioned him and he ran away. Oh, there he is. There he is. I think he's muted at the point right now, so he can't do any live commentary. But
so we can't hear him swearing, right?
Yeah. Or, oh, I burned my finger. Oh, no, that's just me.
Exactly. That's...
I can see he's got an older CoCo SDC up in the top right there, or top center, I should say, which had the different color background. I think that's the Ed Snyder one.
Examples are good.
And then the one he's working on from Boisentech, and Boisentech always made his with a different colored board so they can kind of, tell instantly which supplier made it.
And I believe Richard still has plenty in stock if anybody wants to order one.
Cool.
Yeah, because he had enough, I think, for about 100 or something, or 80 or something like that. And he's been selling a few of them already, so get him while you can, because he won't be making any more. And it's a way to get the CoCo SDC cheaper. Like if you have the soldering skills to do it, you can definitely save some money compared to buying a pre-done one. But at any rate, we will check in with him again at the end of the show and see if how far he's gotten. But for now, let's get on to the Game On Challenge stuff.
Game On Challenge?
And yeah, like I said, I'm going to save the game on the gaming news here for afterwards, just to break things up a little bit from.
Summon the Sloopy.
Oh, wait. I heard my name.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be doing something?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
We're in the Game On results now.
Oof. That was fast.
Quick, vamp.
There and there. And share. Alrighty. Let's see here. It does have the right disk drive in it, does it? Yes. Let's see here. Do this right this first time.
Sometime we're going to have to teach you the run command.
I know the run command.
Yeah, but you can do run quote the file. You don't have to type in two different commands.
I like typing. Gives me time to think and prepare mentally for this.
Oh, then you should be awesome at Daggereth.
Well, this week we played, well, for the last 2 weeks, we played Fire Force by David Gibbons. Yes, I can speak. And we had 15 commandos. or 15 suckers, one or the other. In 15th, we had me with 0. I think I had the most fun of any of the players. 14th, we had Damon Beals with 70. 13th, Ed Rhodes with 210. 12th, Mark B with 240. 11th, Erik Gundersen with 270. 10, Albert Marsh with 350. 9, Jim Rye with 430. 8, Kieran of X4 fame for 460. 7, Malik 256 with 560. 6, we had Coconut Bob with 570. 5th, Tasman? Really? 5th? With 640? You know, must have been a quality game as Tasman is 5th. 4th, Doug V with 840. 3rd, Dr. Ted with 930. Dr. Ted in 3rd place? I mean, how's the world turning upside down?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, these are the game playing AIs. 2nd, Shenley with 1500. And the number 1 commando is Mike Zweifel with 6130.
Holy crow, that's a pretty big jump compared to the rest.
Yeah.
I didn't bother sending a score. Well, one, I was kind of busy this week, but also I'm not a big fan of the game. It's a tech demo, like Karen said last week in the chat. It's awesome to look and hear, not so much fun to play.
So,
all right.
Any recommendations on this game?
Well, we need to do our salute.
Yes. Salute to Mike Zweifel.
Salute.
All right, the CoCoNation salutes Mike Zwiffle.
Salute.
Okay, you can take over again.
Okay. So, any tips, tricks, comments, complaints about
the only way to win is not to play? Oh, sorry, that's a different game.
Right. No, I agree. Don't play.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken's here.
Yep, I made it.
About
it was so bad I had to go into witness protection, and I'm at an undisclosed place in Canada right now.
Oh, so he's in a gas station.
Say hi to Frederick in the next room.
I think he might have gone all the way to Newfoundland. I mean, come on, that was pretty bad.
He's having none of it. That's a clue. No, I'm just kidding.
So,
hey, how'd you know where I was, Curtis?
Because your Canadian flag has an all white background, so I figure you're up in the Great White North in a blizzard.
They're sending me out to sea on an iceberg.
And they're pushing you south on the iceberg.
So I didn't even get a chance to watch a video for the Game On Challenge. How popular was the game with people, or did everybody hate it?
They had up to 4 players.
4.
Let's see here.
5.
Oh, 5?
Yeah, we had 5.
Let's see.
I was traveling at the time, so I don't know what happened.
Oh, we just got all 5 of us got together, kicked back a 12-pack, and had a good old time.
Yeah, here we.
I was pretty sure we had 5 in there for a bit.
Kind
of early-ish.
Early's the other way.
Early's at the beginning of the show.
Right. The other early.
Sloopy no English.
Wasn't for very long.
That looks like 5 there. When they went there.
Yeah, 4
looks
plus
like
that.
5.
I was doing the dramatic reading.
Oh,
for the second game, right? Yeah, I just love watching the comments on Fire Force here in the chat. Scott Cooper says, 15 poor souls who played this evil game.
I played it, so there's technically 16, but I forgot to submit the score because it ranked that high in my brain.
Yeah. And Mike Zweifel, the guy who actually won the challenge, says, I will never play it again.
I guess,
That's a ringing endorsement.
I guess more than was once was more than enough.
I forgot I played it.
You blocked it from
Honestly,
your memory, did you?
And
It
didn't
I
could
have any
submitted a
be-
math
score.
either.
I think it could be a pretty good game if somebody fixed the physics in it and like the hitbox and a few other problems that it had.
Yeah, it was like Kieran said last week. It's a good tech demo. Like the sound and the graphics are actually quite excellent.
Yeah.
The fact you've got 3 different stages that are quite different from each other, like the standard run up the screen, like Commando in the arcade did, and then you've got the running across the bridge horizontally, and then you've got a plane you get to fly around and blast things with, which is cool. But
See,
I've never seen any of those cheat codes.
I like to call this our Commodore game. Looks great, sounds great, plays like crap.
Crap to play.
Was it designed by European programmers?
Yes.
Yes, but it was also all flash, no substance. So
Yeah, it's really too bad because I mean, if you just watch the demo, it's incredible. It's a really well done game.
yeah,
But when you actually
You
get to play
listen-
it, which is kind of the purpose of a game.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it seems that it wasn't played very much in the on the Game On Challenge.
Can you blame them?
Yeah,
Yeah, if some aspiring person that's trying to learn 609 assembly language, and you have MAME or something with a good debugger in it, this might be a good one to test your skills on, see if you can fix some of the hitboxes and physics, etc. Because the game has the potential of being actually one of the best games on the CoCo 1 and 2.
Yeah.
60s,
Well, like little things he could fix on it, like not have the bad guys be able to shoot from off the screen.
Why? They do in real life.
Yeah, but in real life, you could see off the screen, so you could see if somebody's standing right there to shoot at you, so that when you go up to that side of the screen, all of a sudden a bullet doesn't come out the side and kill you.
They're snipers.
I don't know if you've ever been shot at, those bullets come pretty quick. You don't see them at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what 60 says. Steers like a cow.
Oh, I don't
a
know.
drunk one at that.
I mean, growing up in Saskatchewan, we rode a lot of cows, and I think this
Yep.
did not steer nearly that well.
Yeah,
No.
cows are quite nimble.
I like Kevin Holloway's comment though. He says, I wonder if David Ladd would like it. I'd like David to try this and see him compare it with Predator.
Yeah, we should have David Ladd do a
That'll be the special
side-by-side.
David Ladd challenge.
A side-by-side video of Predator versus Fire Force.
Yeah, with David playing both of them at separate times, and then he can rule the ultimate winner out of the two.
Yep.
So, Curtis,
Dave.
have you joined Ken in the undisclosed location?
Oh no, I
Watched
was
your
blowing my
video.
nose here, and I didn't think that was publicly
Oh,
wanted to
okay.
be viewed. So
I didn't know if
covered
you
my
knew
video.
you were gone or not.
Yeah, I did. I just forgot to come back.
No, he just disappeared into Ron's monitor.
Right?
Yeah, Ron's subbing for me since I wasn't there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's too bad. Tips and tricks, get the cheat codes. Then you might actually see some parts
Yeah.
of the game that are interesting.
Any other compliments and tips and tricks?
Well, I did want to ask you guys if any of you guys did use cheat codes. Obviously, you wouldn't use it for the official score to submit, but if you tried it just to see the other parts of the game, I think some of the other parts of the game, the other levels actually play a little bit better than the first one. And I'm wondering if you guys had the same experience. Not a lot better, I will emphasize that, but a little bit better, not quite as unforgiving.
I
And that's
had
all.
planned on doing the cheat codes on the game on challenge on Thursday, but I didn't make it. So
Yeah, I didn't know that there were cheat codes. I literally just died without even moving. I was like, oh, that's enough of that.
Oh, 60's asking, Ken, did you dig out the reviews? Because I guess he said there's some pretty interesting ones.
I just literally, when I came on the air here, arrived where I am. I've been on the road for 3 days, so no.
Oh, so that's a no. Okay. 60, if you have them handy, or send a link in either here in the Twitch chat if you're allowed to. I can't remember, or send it via Discord, and maybe one of us can pick it up. Yeah, because it'd be interesting to see what the Dragon user reviewers and some of the other Dragon related
I mean,
articles
I could just for fun take a look at the reviews next week. I'll have time to look them up and stuff.
Okay, let's do that because he mentioned that last week too. That he said the reviews are worth checking. So maybe it's gonna be one of the most scathing reviews ever. That'd be awesome.
Worse than Nick's review of Rogue.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves here, but yeah, maybe. Or David Ladd's review of Predator.
Worse than Neutroid.
Dragon user 1987-03.
Okay, March of 87. That'll be on the Color Computer Archive. And Mike said no cheat codes for him. In fact, if I remember, one of them, was it in the Dragon or was it on the World of Dragon forums? But there is a list of the cheat codes.
All right, let's see here.
Oh, you can get the page number, page 13.
The cheat codes are on your website, Curtis.
Oh, are they? Who put them there?
You. That's how much you think of the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Page 13. Let's see here.
I can't even remember. Was the cheat codes just for to get to the different levels, or is there cheat codes for other things as well?
Let me look up your.
Well, I'm not the game host guy, so.
All right.
Yeah.
So was this the game that had the cheat codes in a text file on the download?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here is the review. Fire Force from Quick Beam. It was only 10 pound.
At that time, that would have been about $22-23, I think.
$9.99, too much.
Day one.
Considering it's only $9.95, that's pretty scathing.
Okay.
You owe me $4.
$9.94 too much. Come on, the programmers have to get something.
I can, yeah, they'll get a good lashing. I can hardly believe it that just 5 days ago I was making my living as a humble accountant in Baker Street, and now I find myself in a war zone against several 100,000 troops, planning to steal a plane and fly it out. Let's see here. Day 2, something seems to be very wrong. My gun appears to have 3 blanks in every 4 bullets. I mean, keep shooting at the men, but even when I hit them, they don't die. Colonel Hitchens told me to stop being such a namby-pamby or bomb. Just admire the great uniforms the others are wearing. But I still feel uneasy about my chances of success. Day 3. Something is very wrong. I've just tried to run past a tree only to get stuck there with no way to pass it or to go sideways and no option to turn back. OMG, I can see Jerry coming now. I've radioed Colonel Hitchens, but he just said, ha ha ha, caught another one, and dissolved into maniacal laughter. Well, it looks like I've had it. Tell Laura I love her. War is hell. These are the last coherent words of Private Orbom from the next few bloodstained pages of his diary. The following words were gleaned. Great graphics, great sound, completely bug-ridden, too hard, too unfair.
I agree.
But the food was good. I mean, the uniforms were good.
Yeah.
I mean, the game looks great and it sounds great. It just, it's bug-ridden and hard and unfair. I 100% agree with that.
Oh, then
by the way,
it looks like
there's some other comments there too. It looks like too.
Thank you for passing on your reviewers' comments about our game Fire Force to me.
I think you got to read the part right above that first, the dark part from the editor.
Oh, we received it. We felt that Jason Orbom's review was sufficiently controversial, but that it was only right that Quick Beam should have a chance to reply to it on the spot. David Hitchman of Quick Beam thought so too. and his reply follows. We will only add that to us the game looked good, sounded good, and was tricky to play. How a game's player copes with a game of this type depends on his or her attitude to gaming. We won't add anything further at this stage because it would involve an essay on games playing, which is out of place here. But we would like to hear the opinions of other readers who have loved or hated the game. Okay, let's see what they had to say about their game. Dear editor, thank you for passing on your reviewers' comments about our game Fire Force to me. I feel that the review is very inaccurate and that since you intend to publish it, I must insist that you print this letter alongside your review. I will begin by bringing your attention to Mr. Urbom's inaccuracy. A, my gun appears to have 3 blanks in every 4 bullets. This is not correct. Although it may appear that the bullets have hit the men, this may not be the case, as the men can move faster than the bullets, and thus avoid them. There is a hack to using this gun with all weapons, which Mr. Orbom seems not to have acquired. B, I've just tried to run past a tree only to get stuck there with no way to pass it or to go sideways and no option to turn back. It is possible to climb over virtually anything on the screen by moving the joystick backwards and forwards. There is a safe route through the game, which has to be found by trial and error. And C, Mr. Orbom's parting commentary of completely bug-ridden. This is a seriously misleading statement, as anyone with knowledge of programming will know that many hours' work go into producing a bug-free program, which this is. Mr. Orbom is confusing his own lack of success with bugs in the program. I do also object to the sarcastic manner in which Mr. Orbom has used my name in his review. I will be more than happy to demonstrate the program again to clear up any problems. The game was designed to be challenge to the serious games player, not to be completed within the first 10 minutes of play. I have had other very favorable responses to the game. Mr. Chris Parkinson's of the new Endug agrees with the game is hard, but states, I think that Fire Force is an excellent piece of programming and a good game. Surely this must say something. QuickBeam Software always welcomes constructive criticism, for it is by his criticism that we improve our future products.
So there, Ken.
So that seems perfectly fair to me, that the bad guys can move faster than the bullets, and you get taken out by the bullets when they're 6 feet away from you.
And as long as there's one path through the game, then it's all good.
Yeah. Just following up, Karen's putting in some comments on this review here in the chat right now, so I'll just read them out as he goes along here. He says, yeah, what a surprise. The vendor thought that they would be able to temper the accurate review, as he puts it. And then he said, a bad call by Dragon user editorial there, I reckon. Should have stood by the reviewer. I would agree with that as well. And Scott Cooper comments, wow, men moving faster than bullets.
Right.
Well, you're taking on a whole army of Supermen.
Yep, taking on Superman.
Yeah, and then Scott also adds, he said, there's a difference between Doug-free and poor game mechanics, and I'd have to agree with that too. Now, if there's such a thing, like if you get stuck with a tree that you jerk the joystick up and down, like he kind of mentions, you can actually escape from the tree. That's not mentioned in the manual anywhere. How the hell are you going to figure that out?
And I believe I know the spot that he got stuck in, and I had to reset it because I couldn't figure out how to get out of it.
He did say virtually everywhere, not everywhere. So there you go.
But it's pretty bad when there's a spot in the game that you get stuck and
you just got to not go that way.
You can't get shot by anybody, and you can't get out of it.
Well, you're not supposed to beat this game in 10 minutes. It's one of those type of games where you got to keep at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you've got to make the game so that you want to play it for more than 10 minutes. You don't make it so hard that it just completely frustrates you to the point of not wanting to play it again.
Yeah, and that was problems with some
Mhm.
arcade games. They tried to be fancy, making the game super hard because they figured, those top 10 people in the entire country that can play, the game through type thing are
Right.
representative of the general public. I mean, it's something that Nick is really good at. He's gauging the game difficulty and kind of tweaking it so that, people brand new or haven't quite figured out all the nuances, the controls, etc., will have enough of a chance that they'll actually want to continue playing. But if you're just getting constantly killed, like Sleepy, you said you got 0 points right off the bat. You get to the point where I don't even want to see this thing anymore. Never mind play it.
Right. It's like this is one of those single author games where the author can say works perfectly for me, as I've practiced it the whole time I wrote it.
Yeah,
And I
and,
think it's a
and you
great
wrote the
game.
code, so you know that if I wiggle my joystick here in a certain way, I can escape this. And you don't mention that in the manual. Like, how the hell are you supposed to figure that out?
Yeah, we messaged our review to Colonel Hitchens, and he said that his best recommendation is, well, write your own game then.
They all say.
And many did.
Yeah.
By the way, I would like if the people in the audience here, because the cheat codes are on my site. Thanks for reminding me, because I forgot. But give the game a try. Try some of the other levels, because you can skip ahead to the plane level, you can skip ahead to the bridge level, etc., and see if it plays a little bit better for you. Because I did have more fun, I seem to recall, especially on the plane level.
So here's the something that's interesting about the cheat codes for this game. You have a cheat code to start on stage 1. Don't you just always start on stage 1?
Okay.
Or was that stage 0 we were playing? Anyways, there's you can start on stage 1, stage 2, stage 3.
If you need a cheat code to get past the intro screen, that's a big design flaw, I think.
Yep. And there's also a cheat code for infinite lives.
And that you will need.
And you still won't complete the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll give up in frustration before you can reach the end of the game, even with infinite lives.
Yeah. Well, like I said, though, if I remember correctly, the plane one is actually a little bit easier. It's a little bit more forgiving because your plane's friggin' huge, if I remember correctly. Mike Ziffel says, or 60, I'll do 60s first. And he says, but I don't remember having much fun with it even as a kid. And then Michael Ziffel, who actually won the game on challenge for Fire Force, says it took more than 10 minutes in that damn tree. Yeah, I mean, if anybody's a skilled programmer and you can go through the debugger, I would love to see somebody fix it so that it actually runs. I won't do that because I'm not the game mechanics stuff, but
like, honestly,
it could be fixed.
The difficulty of the game wasn't my biggest gripe with it. It was the hitbox. As was mentioned 2 weeks ago on the Game On Challenge, the hitbox is the entire screen. Like, it's completely random. Sometimes the bullet has to hit you to kill you. Sometimes the bullet has to be half a screen away from you to kill you. So there just seems to be no rhyme or reason to the hitbox on that thing. Like, a couple of times I died and the bullet was easily a finger width away from me on the screen, like, which is,
well, you're fast enough to get out of the way of the bullets. Why didn't you get out of the way?
No, you're not fast enough. They're fast enough.
Well, last night I did a slight typo when I went to go to play it, and I actually had fun.
Oh, what did you play?
Neutroid.
I would actually, for gameplay, I would choose Neutroid over this one.
Yeah, because
that's my ringing endorsement of Fire Force.
You can actually score by doing nothing.
Yep. It's more fun to let Neutroid do nothing and score a score than it is to play Fire Force.
Oof. So, any other words of praise? Bueller.
My favorite part of the game was shutting the CoCo off.
Obviously, none of you got the reviewers' money in the mail.
Yeah. So, the other game that we played, does anybody remember what it was, or are they still cursing at Fire Force?
Snake something.
Snake Pit.
Yes.
One of Steve Bjork's last CoCo 1 and 2 games.
So how was it?
I enjoyed it when I did play it. I haven't played it a lot yet, but
Yeah, it seems that's the other game that they were playing on the Game On Challenge was Snake Pit, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a standard snakes game where everything you eat, you get your tail longer, but there's some extra things added to it, so it's a bit more advanced than the standard.
Yeah,
the one
like
you used to play on your phone.
it will. If you don't get the eggs fast enough, they will spawn new snakes on the screen.
Beef.
Snakes on the screen.
Well, better than snakes on the plane.
True. I like 60's last comment there about Fire Force. You can duck down to the other screen position to avoid bullets, so long as you react half a second earlier than you saw the bullet.
So you need
no problem. You can play the game excellently if you're clairvoyant. It's fine.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to be a Jedi master to play well.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, my Jedi skills are a little lacking.
Yeah. I would say my final comment on Fire Force would be you should play it once just so you can hear the sound, the music, the graphics, etc. Like the game is well done as an engine.
Yeah.
It's just playability that absolutely sucks. But it's good to show it because it actually, or at least experience it, I should say, because it is for a CoCo 1-2 game. It's almost a tour de force. It kind of shows what the CoCo is really capable of. I'd put it up there pretty close to stuff like Return of the Beast, which is a much better game to play, by the way.
So back to Snake Pit. Any words of wisdom, tips, tricks, or compliments or favorable reviews?
I think it's a good game. I like the fact that it takes a standard snake trailing tail or whatever you want to call it, because we have a dozen clones of that already in the CoCo, but Steve added some stuff to it, like the respawning the eggs, etc. So it's a bit more challenging on later levels, and it's also, I think, a bit more fun.
I would say definitely once the egg starts flashing, it's almost not worth it to go after it, because when I was playing it, too many times as the egg was flashing, I was just about to eat it and it spawned into another snake. So,
well, if you do eat it while it's flashing, you get more points.
Yeah, but you also die a lot more.
High risk.
High risk, high reward.
High risk reward. Yeah. Michael Zwetfel, who is this in recovery now after playing Fire Force, said he likes Snake Pit.
Well, he hasn't quit the CoCo community after Fire Force.
Well, we can always blame that on the Dragon people because we didn't write it.
David Lord says the problem is not the game; it's all of you.
All right, David. Then you come on the show, and we want to watch you play Fire Force.
Was there a David
10
Lord
minutes.
in the score list, Sloopy? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, where is David Lord in the score list?
Chirp.
Scott Cooper has a comment. He says there are places in Fire Force you can get where bullets will not hit you. I was able to roll over the score that way.
Yeah, if you duck down to the bottom of the screen, then bullets will mostly miss you.
I just think we heard you say mostly and not enough to wrap the screen or score.
Yeah. I mean, you could. It's a lot less likely to get shot down there.
So basically, you can point farm at the bottom, but you'll never see the other levels.
Yeah, you'll never get anywhere, and you just stand at the bottom of the screen and shoot. So you can farm points in it, but.
Yeah.
I never found that fun. Like the games where you can just farm points. Like I want to explore the game and see what all it offers.
Yeah. All right.
I think we've talked way too much about Fire Force now.
Yeah, back to Snake Pit.
So basically, it is a snake type game that has
It's Snake
some enhancements.
Plus.
Yeah,
Snake Plus.
Snake Plus, and that's on for another week.
Yeah.
So I think
64K CoCo 1-2 required, or even 32K. I can't remember.
I think it's 32. Let me just double check that while Sloopy talks more about this.
So I think that's it for the Game On Challenge.
What about if people wanted to play live with us?
Oh, yes. Join us Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, on the CoCo Discord. for the CoCoNation Game On Challenge Live, where this week we will be playing Snake Pit.
And
what?
Did you choose a new game?
You were supposed to make something up here.
Whatever's next. Loopy.
Oh, I was supposed to choose a new game, wasn't I? But I haven't announced it, so I guess I should announce it.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Ah, come on.
Oh, I recognize that one. Because the
food.
title's on the screen.
Yeah, well, it died too fast. Because I started it, and when I went to go to share it, it died before I could get to
I'm
it.
gonna guess this is wacky food.
Yes, it is. Well done.
I think it's the fire.
Have we not played this before?
Runner up for fire.
I couldn't find it in the list. I mean,
Okay,
I think
then I guess
we
we
might have
didn't.
played Food War by the same author.
Yeah, we played Food War. I
Yeah,
thought
so Wacky
I
Food's
had-
a clone of is this a clone of an Atari 2600 game? I'm trying to remember, but it's a clone of an existing
it is
Yeah.
game at the time.
It's not a clone of Food Fight.
of
No, Food War is a clone of Food Fight. This is a clone of Jawbreaker or something. I can't remember what it's called
No,
now.
not Jawbreaker.
I've seen the Atari 2600 version of it.
But
We
yeah,
have Jaws. You shoot balls that you have to hit the same shape, matching shape, to destroy them.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Trying to remember.
Yeah.
I don't suppose I'm smart and put it up my page or anything, did I?
Not which game it's based on. But we have played a game also that is the same. I think we played one. I don't know. I've tried out so many different games and wrote them down on lists, then lost the list, and then
Yeah, we have a fair number of food based games on the CoCo too. So there's
yeah. I know we have a few where it's the same thing that you have to shoot pairs of identical things.
Yeah. All right, that's gonna bug me. I have to
So
look that up.
playing on level 1. And options this round, I don't know how to change them, so just leave them the way they are. All right, let's see here.
But if you go back to Rainbow
Obviously-
in late 83, early 84, you'll see full page ads for Arcade Animation Inc., where he is advertising 4 games that he did. They're all arcade or console game clones.
Obviously, Sloopy doesn't know where to go to find cheat codes for these games.
Yeah. But yes, that's the game for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully it's a good one, so I don't get
It's not bad. It's fun. I will vouch for that. I've
What,
played
you
this
don't want to
quite a bit
join me up
in my
here in none of it hiding from people?
Oh, I'll join you. I'll join you.
Yeah, you're not in the witness protection program. You're in the game selection WIT program,
Yeah.
after Fire Force.
So no, I'll come join you, hang out for a while so that you don't feel all alone.
This game requires, I think, 32K, if I remember. A couple 1 or 2.
Wacky Food requires 32K RAM, a color computer 1 or 3. Doesn't work on the 2, you say?
This
No, I'm joking. 1, 2, or 3.
no.
Taper
This
disc, joystick.
The version we're playing is in the modified for the CoCo 3 section of the Color Computer Archive.
The Color Computer Archive has 2 cassette or disc versions, one for CoCo 3 RGB and one other.
Yeah, basically it just patches it so it does P-Mode 3 and then changes palettes to match.
Yeah, you don't
Artifact
have to play that one. The gameplay won't have changed. just
I
the
will mention
colors.
this is one of the games that uses graphics that kind of use the detail of a P-Mode 4 as black and white plus the color artifacting. So actually, I think certain shapes will actually look better on real composite or real RF. So if you have the ability to do that in a CoCo 1 and 2, they would look a little bit better.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I was looking through the CoCo 3 patch section for a game and found this. So the official actual one being announced is the one in the games patched for the CoCo 3.
Okay.
So the people that have a CoCo 1 or 2, it's not going to work. Is that what you're saying?
I have no idea.
Well,
the game
I
should be
think that-
identical. The only thing I think was changed was the color mode. So
Yeah, I think a lot of
There's no
people
changes.
patch the games just by putting in so that it works in RGB. So
Yeah. Well,
I will. Will I actually be around for? Yeah, I should be around for collecting the scores on this. So, I'll accept scores from either version.
Yeah. Are you going to be here for Snake Pit scores?
Yes. Well, I'll be there, not here.
Okay.
I'll be back at my cabin early next week. So.
All right. Well, I'm
you took a holiday from your holiday. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Living the high life.
I wish.
Yeah. That's how the jet set lives. So
Hey, cool. So 1 more week on Snake Pit and then 2 weeks on Wacky Food.
Yep.
And the Game On Challenge live 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, if I remember correctly, Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're in
He doesn't even know what time zone he's in, folks.
No, I have.
You're in the Pacific time zone now.
Am I in the Pacific time zone now? Yeah, I guess I am.
Ooh, so we're narrowing down where you're at.
Yeah, we're figuring out a secret location now. Anyway, Thursday, so be there or be square.
So I guess that's it for the Game On challenge.
Yeah, I just got Game On news left, but I think we should check in with William A. thing first and see how his CoCo SDC is coming together from Boys and Tech. That's a hit Mark beat a highlight.
Huh? Oh. I was thinking of a.
He's already on summer holidays, folks.
I was thinking of a suitable comeback to David Lord's comments in the chat. Basically, the rest of us have passed our prime too, but it's not stopped us from playing the games.
Oh, yeah, I see what everybody's meaning there. When your kids pass your own skill level and now they beat you all the time.
Yeah, well, it's like
Great
we're in the
move.
same boat. We're still playing anyway.
William just bent that dip and didn't break any pins. If you don't
Looks
have
like he's
the
got
proper,
pretty well the soldering done. He's just putting chips on at this point.
if you don't have the proper pin squisher, you just kind of throw them against your tabletop and
roll it a bit and straighten the pins.
Okay,
Even
he's
I've done that.
You're gonna have to show us that magnifying glass thing you're wearing. It almost looks like a VR headset.
nice.
Cool.
With the
He looks like a
extra flip
cyborg.
down, yeah.
Oh, still got some parts left. I thought he was just about done.
Getting out the goods. No, this is all socketry, isn't it?
Oh, the stuff in the sockets.
Oh, those are socketed ICs. Cool.
Of course.
All right, where the hell's pin 1 on these things?
Right? It's the
Use
angle
some little
thing.
diagonal tick thing or something that tells you. So I'm curious, how long has he been working on this? I'm just wondering, like, for somebody that actually knows what they're doing, how long does it take to put together one of these kits? Or if any of you guys have done it.
What did he start about an hour ago?
Right. Apparently about as long as the show, because he was just starting.
He had a bare board at the beginning of the show.
I think it was probably the second one I put together. I seem to be doing in an afternoon, maybe hour and a half, I think.
So, William, though, you seem to have an extra part over there on the yeah. Seem to have a leftover part there. Well, where does it go?
Right, we just saw him plug the chip into the socket that matches. He does have an extra part.
Probably Richard sent an extra one just to confuse him.
Franklin Harris, who is actually the guy behind Retro Rewind that manufactures the completely finished units of the CoCo SDC, says watching the assembly of an SDC is traumatizing.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they included 2 of these sockets. One of them was it's the machine pin, and the other one is the dual wipe. And I used
okay. Yeah.
So I guess it's just for whatever your preference is.
Well, it's how good you are at straightening them pins. Can you get the machine pin together, or do you need the dual wipe?
Yeah. So it's all done. You need to clean the flux and then test it out.
Sweet.
Okay.
Well, I've still got the game on news to do yet here, so I can do that, and then we can check in with you. You might be all ready to show it running.
Yeah, you can. David wants to know if we're going to edit out the smoke.
Not sure I'll be able to show it running without, I have to move my camera to another location in here. So, that'll take a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see with how the news goes.
Yep.
Speaking of trust you.
Yeah, just play Fire Force and
and speaking
then
of
the trauma really begins.
Anyway, speaking of letting the smoke out, you guys see the picture of that salt chip in Discord?
No, I didn't. I'm really caught up with Discord yet.
It's like nothing but legs left.
Oh, cool.
Oh, it blew it right off?
It blew a big old chunk out of it.
What happened?
I don't know. But he needs a pepper board now.
Right. A sufficient short, I guess.
Oh, AJ Griglak in the chat is saying Wacky Food seems to be somewhat based on the arcade game Wacko, which may be why it's called Wacky Food. So I might have been mistaken. I thought it was an Atari 2600 game, and it might be an actual arcade game. And Franklin Harris also mentions, cheap plug, get your IC pin straightener at Retro Rewind, LOL.
It's okay, folks. He's a sponsor.
Yeah. Okay, so while he's getting things ready for a test here, let's go through the game on news. I do have one video I'm going to probably play in its entirety. I don't think I got a response from Peter if that was a bad idea or not. It's about 4 minutes. But we'll just go switch straight to it. And hopefully my internet connection stays stable because it's been dipping a few times here on me.
I posted a picture of my T1 CoCo 2 case for the birthday today.
Oh, yeah, for the T1 CoCo 2 being the 40th anniversary this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can show that right before we go back to William for testing. So last week we talked about a person that was doing an emulator for the CoCo and Dragon, CoCo 1-2 and Dragon 32, to run on a Nintendo DS, which is a little portable Nintendo game system with 2 screens, dual screens, a little touch stylus. And I was asking if anybody could actually give it a shot, try it out, and show what it looks like. So Peter of 8-Bits in the Basement fame, and also now a machine language game programmer for the CoCo in his own right, decided to test out for us. And he made a little video he sent me privately, and I'm going to play the entire thing. It's about 4 minutes, kind of shows you a few game examples and then how it works and what stuff works well and what stuff doesn't. So we'll do that right now.
Awesome.
How you doing, everyone? Greetings and welcome to this little demo of Draco DS, the Dragon CoCo emulator for the Nintendo DS. Now, Curtis announced this in last week's show. One of the questions that Curtis had was, does this thing on a console like this actually play like it would on a real CoCo? So what I decided to do was, I'll show you a couple of games. First off, we're going to play a little bit of Arkanoid, which needs to have an analog joystick in order to play. And actually, just let me show you some of the options we have here. We've got analog medium, analog slow, analog fast, slow center, medium center, fast center. So that's like an auto centering joystick. This one here would be more like the Black Beauty, you know, where it kind of stays where you put it. And then there's digital as well for digital games, more or less. So what you need to do for a game like Arkanoid here is you select an analog joystick and you can play your game pretty much as you would on the CoCo. Only you are kind of still restricted a little bit with kind of digital controls. Now, if you were playing this using one of those Atari, joystick converter thingies on your CoCo, you wouldn't be able to play this at all. You have to have a real analog joystick to play this on a real CoCo. After loading Canyon Climber, yeah, I want to play it, please. So up here on top, we've got the real CoCo screen, more or less, and down the bottom, we've got our keyboard, and we can switch around the screens. For this particular game, what I'm after doing is I have it set to use the digital joystick. And not only that, but there's a little, I suppose not a cheat, but a little extra kind of helpful little thing that has been included in the emulator called a slide and glide or something, where you can actually mount and descend the ladders real easy, You don't have to be pixel perfect under or above them in order to go up or down, and it makes it really, really comfortable to play and not quite as frustrating as you may remember it. So I'll be honest with you, with this particular game, it's actually more fun playing on the emulator, I think, than it is on the actual real CoCo. Okay, so finally what I'd like to show you here is a little bit of Dungeons of Dagerath. Now, as you know, Dungeons of Dagerath is played with the keyboard, so a game like this on a console like this with a little touchscreen keyboard thing is going to be kind of hard to play. But what we can do is we can start it, and I'll show you what has been integrated into this emulator to help you play Dungeons of Dagerath. So we'll start our game. What we want to do first, if I have my stylus here, is we want to pull right torch. So you see it on the top screen here. Press enter, and we're after doing that, and then use right to light up our screen. What they have allowed us to do is to actually map macros to key presses. So if we push forward, it does the little move command, or M. To turn to the left, does a TL. If we press, you see here, I've got this button here, the A button, mapped as attack right, so I can easily kill monsters and whatnot. Now you still have to use the keyboard for some of the other commands, but for the main kind of commands you're using the whole time, we can assign them to key presses. So that's pretty much that. So does this game play like on the CoCo? No, not at all. But it's probably a bit cheaty, but it's fun anyway. Anyway, look, to answer your question, this thing plays like the CoCo. It's very enjoyable, and at other times it doesn't play like the CoCo at all. But there you go. Talk to you soon. Bye bye.
So, I was wondering, what did you guys think of from what you saw there? Is that something you would consider doing, to play games on the road type thing if you have a Nintendo DS? It actually looked better than I was expecting, to be honest. And having keyboard macros and stuff for stuff like Dagger, I think that's an awesome idea.
Right. I need to order one of those cartridges so I can put that on my Nintendo.
Yeah, because even a text adventure game, using the stylus, you'll type a little bit slower than you would with a real keyboard, but not by much. And that's actually pretty decent.
And honestly, if you do have a DS, there is a lot of things that you do have to type in on it, like your name and a lot of, like, you do get fairly efficient at using the keyboard with the stylus on it already. So
okay.
Yeah. I also like the fact that you can swap which screen's the active gaming screen, because if you're doing a joystick one, you probably want it right by your controls where you can see your thumbs and whatever, so you're hitting the right buttons. But on something like an adventure game, or maybe in Dagerath, where it's, you have it up top and you have your keyboard in the bottom, by your other controls if you need to do both for some games.
Yeah.
I think that actually would play quite well.
I'm not 100% sure the top screen is touchscreen. I think it's just the bottom screen is a touchscreen.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I'm
I
not
think
sure
that
if it is
one
or not.
has to be your. I think that
right.
has to be your keyboard.
But for the joystick relay games where you're just using the buttons and the little direction pad, you would be able to.
Then
swap.
it can be your screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. So I want to thank Peter for doing that for us. And yeah, I'm a bit intrigued. I'd like to see what some of the other games play like on it. And then on to the rest of the gaming on news. So one thing that showed up that was quite unexpected is that Marlon Lee has returned. Now, you may, longtime viewers of our show back to the CoCo Talk days, may remember that Marlon, I believe he's based in Florida, was one of the earliest YouTubers that ever covered CoCo games. He's been doing it for almost 20 years, almost as long as my websites have been up. And he always, just does a playthrough, as he calls it. He's not trying to fully review the game. He's not trying to show you every level. He just wanted to kind of show you the gameplay and his general comments on it. And he got into a little bit of Pac-Man stuff, picking some of the rare ones. because the common ones are like Ghost Gobbler and Miss Maze and that kind of stuff. So the two that he picked this week was Pac-Man by Greg Zumwalt, which is the one I currently got on the screen. And this is the very first Pac-Man clone of any sort of the CoCo that I'm aware of. This originally came off American Small Business Computers. It was one of the very first machine language games that Greg Zumwalt ever did for the CoCo. And this came out in September of 1981. So the CoCo was barely a year old when this came out. And there's no power pellets. You may notice it does have the wraparound screen track. You've got dead ends and stuff in spots too, which is kind of interesting. I'll just play a little bit of a clip here, but not the whole thing. And he's got, of course, his PD music with a little montage. Let's fast forward a little bit here.
Hey guys, today we have Pac-Man. Obviously, a Pac-Man clone written by Greg Zumwalt under company name American Business Computers. Greg went on to release games through Radio Shack. The one that comes to mind is The Amazing World of Malcolm Mortar. This game was released in...
Anyway, you can watch the rest of the video to kind of get a feel. His review style has not changed, and he's been gone for a couple of years now, so glad to see that he's back. And he actually cranked out a few things this week, which is cool. Kind of like almost like he's catching up. So this is another one he did, another Pac-Man clone. And this is one of the ones that I quite liked. It's not perfect by any stretch of imagination, but it's got so many options in it. If you want a completely customizable Pac-Man game, this is the perfect game to pick. And this is called Super Pac by Michael Freeman from Barebones Software, which is a tiny third party. You could see in Rainbow they have a tiny little ad. It wasn't a very big one, which is too bad because the game itself is so customizable. It's got a lot of good options, which I'll let you see because he actually kind of like mentions going through it a bit here. Let me fast forward past the intro.
Hey guys, today we have Super Pac, yet another Pac-Man clone for the color computer. This one from Barebones Software.
Let's rewind so you guys can see the screen here. So the first one, you can select the maze for each position between the 4 mazes that are built in. So that way it's more like a Miss Pac-Man type thing. Start level, so your skill levels, you can actually change them on each of the different levels. You can play with keyboard or joystick controls. That kind of shows you what your selections actually are. And then the second patch here, oops, lets you change, like you want the monster patterns to be changed every 4 levels, every 2 levels, so that they don't always follow the same patterns trying to track you down. And you've got 6 different speed modes, and you've got 5 different levels of how long the ghosts are blue so you can eat them. So it's a really customizable game, which is kind of fun.
Software. As you can see from these opening screens, you can configure just about everything on this game. If you want the defaults, just keep hitting the down arrow, which is a good way to start. Not sure if this game is a little hard on the controls, or if maybe I don't have the joystick set exactly right. I think the joystick needs to be reset, but it might still be a little touchy. That's not unusual for a game like this that would actually benefit from the Atari style joysticks instead of an analog, but it's certainly playable enough.
I was going to ask, like, this is one of the ones that I consider a bit rare, just mainly because it didn't have huge advertising budgets and stuff, and it only showed up in Rainbow as part of the ads, I think, for like 6 months or something like that, in a tiny little sized advertisement. So I was wondering if you here have actually played this one, because I was a little bit surprised when I did the game entry for this one. I remember going, oh, geez, this thing's got so many customizations. Why haven't more people been trying this or playing it? Because it's actually a lot of fun when you start really mucking around with things. Even Ken, have you tried this one yet, or Slippy? I'll take that as a no.
Never heard of
game on
this.
Challenge, have we?
I don't think we've ever played this on the challenge, no.
Okay. Hey, Sleepy, add this to the list.
Pencil.
And Sleepy, you can have fun with this one if you're selecting it, because then you can you can customize what all the settings that we have to match. You can make it as difficult or as easy as you want. Yeah,
every
level
4
3 with
levels.
the ghost repeating patterns every 2 or changing patterns every 2 screens and
Exactly.
blue delay time of
I,
3.
I walk away from the my desk for like 2 minutes here, and all of a sudden Sloopy's completely in charge of the Game On challenge. Fine.
Right, and he's assigned you 25 minutes of work explaining how this stupid thing works with his module
Nope,
modifications installed.
Sloopy's in charge now. Sloopy's choosing the games. I guess.
You snooze, you lose, Ken. What can I say?
Finally.
He's been trying for 2 years, folks.
Trying to get that demotion for 2 years now.
Anyway, I think this would be a fun one of the challenge because there's not too many CoCo games that have this level of customization. So I think it'd be fun for the people that pick the game to figure out what settings they want everybody to do. Super Pack.
Super Pack. Okay.
Yeah. And then the last video that Marlon put up this week is actually a twofer. So it's basically 2 skiing games on the CoCo. The first one is Easy Ski by Paul Griffiths from Chromoset Magazine, written in completely assembly language. And it's kind of like a lot of the Activision style skiing things. It does. This one I think we have played because one problem with it is that it sometimes puts your flags in the middle of a tree that you have to go between. So it's impossible. They didn't have any checking for, don't put it somewhere where it's literally impossible to get. And then he compared that with Skiing by Tandy, the 3D one by Robert Kilgus. Now, he prefers the Easy Ski one. I much prefer the Kilgus one. I was just wondering, for those of you that have played both of them, what is your opinions as to which one you like the best?
The Kilgus one never made sense until you figured out exactly what he was trying to draw. And then I loved it. But at first, I couldn't make any idea of what it was doing.
Yeah, on simple controls, I never had a problem. I always got that one fairly quick. The complex is a bit more subtle. And when Ken and I interviewed Robert about it, like the amount of physics he put in, like calculating how hard do you have to, or how fast do you have to hit your ski poles into the ground to get up a hill? Because he takes gravity in consideration as well as acceleration. So you start going downhill, you'll go faster. And if you start going uphill, you slow down.
Right. And there's no horizon. So you just have to, in your mind, know, okay, I'm coming over a hill now, and here's the drop into the valley.
Well, you kind of have a horizon because the hills kind of dictate the horizon. Because like in real skiing, if you're going up a hill, you can't see what's ahead anyway, especially when you've got a cloudy day and it's white snow. It does look like this.
Well, I grew up in Texas. I don't know none of this stuff.
What's this snow thing you're talking about?
Right, with the white and white on white, no.
But if you get a white out, I mean, it's pretty close to this. The hill effect, actually my favorite part, because when this came out in 1980, like it was one of the launch titles almost for the CoCo, right at the beginning or the end of 1980 itself. The 3D perspective we'd seen in arcade games like Pole Position and stuff, which you're driving around with the outside poles here, but none of those had hills. That was totally new on the CoCo, and the first game I know of that actually added that in, where you have a perspective where you can sometimes see 4 or 5 flags ahead depending on how high of a slope you're on, and then you dip down and you can't see anything ahead of you. So for that was really realistic. I really like this game. Now the complex controls is friggin' hard. I always usually play simple. Complex, if you want to see how fast you can like lose the game, because basically if you go outside the track or if you miss some of the flags, then your score doesn't count. So let's just fast forward though. That's that one, and let's go to Easy Ski, which has several skill levels. And you're basically trying to go between the flags, similar to the other skiing game where you get the points, but sometimes you'll see it sticks them right in the middle of a tree. And you got other skiers you got to dodge around. And I mean, for a cassette magazine based game, this is quite good. Scroll smooth. Have we played this one? Am I remembering that right, Ken and Sleepy? We have played this one before, I think. On the Game On Challenge.
Or am I thinking so?
What's the other ski game? Oh, Horoscope ski game. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, we played that in the great Frogger debacle.
Yeah, that's right, because that was a column. It was like play Frogger, then ski, and then play Frogger, which makes no sense at all. Anyway, it's really good to see Marlon back. Marlon, if you happen to hear this, then thanks for coming back. We should get you on the show sometime. talk about your history with the CoCo and playing games with the CoCo, because as I said, he's one of the people that's been around the longest on YouTube doing CoCo reviews. It's got to be 20 years now.
Actually, when you think about it, none of this makes sense at all. What? You pull out a 40-year-old computer and play video games on it?
Right.
Well, you could program AI on it too, couldn't you? No, I'm just kidding.
This reminds me of Sonny and Cher.
That's bad.
Which one are you?
That's
You know
bad.
why? You do know why?
Well, Sonny got killed on a ski slope hitting a tree, so that's kind of dark humor there, Ron.
Well, hey, it just reminds me of it.
Calls him like he sees it.
Hey, big welcome back to Marlon. Hope he crams out some more videos, especially considering there's been a bunch of PD release games by Paul Shoemaker and others here that would be brand new for him, because a lot of these are nostalgic things that he's played before back in his youth. But there's new games now he can try, and I'd love to see his kind of walkthroughs of those as well. Next up, Expert Tech actually played a couple of games this week, and he's got his auto translation is all turned on now, so you actually get to see the title in English, because I think it's originally in Portuguese, if I remember. And it auto translates the voice and everything else, so you don't need the closed captioning anymore, which is kind of cool. So the two games that he played this week, the first one here is Blackjack. I'll mute it here and just kind of fast forward. So this is basically the Blackjack portion of the cassette games pack that Tandy themselves put out for the CoCo. Oh, I forgot to change it. Stupid. I just noticed that. There, now I won't get dumb ads. I'm surprised I didn't get any ready. So he's going through disc number 7. That's what his kind of series here on CoCo Games has been doing. Is going through all these discs that he has. But this Blackjack game is by James Garon from Datasoft, who Steve Bjork worked with back in the day, and was involved with stuff like Canyon Climber. And this was a pack of basic games, 6 of them, I believe, 6 card games that was sold as a pack from Tandy for like $20 or something like that. So this is just one portion of that group, and it's fairly well done for basic. Uses artifacting colors and stuff here, and allows things like doubling down and that kind of stuff. And you can kind of see the graphics here. So it's all, just plain old basic, but fairly well done. And if you're into card games, there's, like I said, there's 6 games in the pack and have an average of $4 a piece. That wasn't too bad. Or three something actually. And then the second one he did from his disc number 7 is the game Cosmic. And I had to kind of guess before the video started which Cosmic, because there's a few games that have the word Cosmic in it. And he's playing one that's pretty obscure. It's one of Spectral Associates' earlier machine language games. I think it came out in early 82 or late 81. I'd have to check my site because I can't remember off the top of my head. But do you guys remember the old Mattel Electronics handheld electronic football games? The late 70s, early 80s?
Yep.
Yeah, it just had it was
the LED?
8s, but they used just the segments of the LED to make football players.
Yeah, so you'd run your little LED segment dodging other LED segments. It would wrap around. And that's exactly what Spectral did here with slightly better graphics. So it's basically, it's Cosmic Football, and you've got 2 alien races playing football against each other. American rules, 4 downs. And basically you just have this grid of stuff that you can run, and it wraps around just like the old electronic Mattel ones did. And I used to have fun with this just because I like the Mattel ones so much. I used to play that a ton in elementary school. But for those of you who've not seen it, and I don't think this is one that you can really do on a Game On Challenge because computer players.
Let's just
not
give
that
it one
great.
more. I don't know what it's about.
Oops, I forgot to switch the
Names for the participants. Oh, yes, I remember this game, but I never
I'll switch it over so we don't get ads. So you can kind of see the gameplay here. And you're this one here of the Notiques, and the Galax Calaxians are all these ships. And that's actually the shape from Galax Attacks that they used later after this game was written. That was one of the ships in the original graphics for Galax Attacks that Spectra put out. So they were kind of foreshadowing here. But basically, it's like a segment. You got 3 positions vertically, and you've got the, what is it, 8 positions or 9 positions or whatever horizontally. And you just run, and you have to get your yardage. Every one of those lines, vertical lines, is 1 yard, and you have to get all the way to the end to get your touchdown. And then they give you an option where you hit the key to try to kick the ball for the extra point, which sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. It's pretty well random. But just like the original one, you kind of pre-plan. Like once you start wrapping on the right, the other players don't move and shift when you go on to where you wrap back to the other side. So you can kind of anticipate and try to guess where they're not going to move and try to dodge them. And sometimes you get runs where you can like zip through like 3 or 4 screens across and get a lot of yardage. So I always found this one kind of fun, but only if you like the original Mattel game. For a lot of the game players that grew up on computer games after the electronic handhelds, this is just too simple of a game for most. But we got some old fogies on this panel here, so I figured you guys would be appreciative of it.
Fogies.
Well, that's where my 1 9-volt battery of the month went to.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, right.
I did the same thing. Then you had the head-to-head one where you held one end on yours and on your end, and then your friend had on the other, and you're playing head-to-head. That was cool too.
The solar background looks cool.
I didn't even notice there was one.
He's hiding his amberosity.
Actually, Ron, since I think you're one of the older guys in the panel, did you kind of miss that whole electronic handheld, or did you actually play some of those games? Because I think you probably would have been in your 20s already by then.
Yeah, I didn't know. My son, I don't think he played one. He had one.
I mean, my kid brother was 10 years younger than me, and he had one.
I've still got mine.
Oh, you do? Awesome. Because these were hugely popular. Like there was hockey, there was baseball, and multiple versions of each from different companies, all based on just LEDs running around.
They all played exactly the same.
Pretty much. Some of them use round LEDs though, not dashes. Even had 3-in-1s where you'd have this little plastic overlay you just put over top. Okay, now it's a tennis court. Now it's a football game. Now it's a hockey game. And nothing else really changed. Now that's always been a blast of nostalgia for me. But it's not a deep game, let's put it that way. Next up that we got Jim Gary coming back, and this week he did 2 game releases that are updates to games he's already ported to the MC10, but he wanted to improve them. So the first one here is called Santa Bravia and Fiumaccio update and playthrough. So I will warn you, this is a full playthrough of the game. Now, for those of you who've played games like Viking or Erland, there's simulations where you go year to year and you have to plant crops and manage resources and possibly attack other players and stuff. It's kind of one of those games. Now, the things that Jim added on this new version of it, because he did it a while ago, is he added some map improvements. He added some color. His original was originally designed as a black and white. And this, like I said, if you played Erland or Viking or some of those back in the day, you'll definitely recognize the types of screens here. Like here, you're saying, here's your grain reserve and price of grain. So you can sell grain if it's a good price, and you might try to buy if it's cheap. It's basically a resource management game that became hugely popular in the PC later with simulators. Here, what do you want to buy? There's different things you can buy, and those will earn you money eventually too. And basically try to outlast the other players in the game, and in some versions that you can actually attack each other too, which is kind of fun. But he's got some nice graphics here, like here's your different buildings you've been buying and purchasing and setting up. So if you like that type of game, and there's quite a few of us that did back in the day, and you may have Jim's original port of this game, this one has definitely been improved somewhat. So maybe download the new version and give it a shot. And the second one he did updates to is called Blue Meanies, and this was written by Dwayne Later in 1981 for the VIC-20, and he ported that one a few years back. And the updates he did now include smooth keyboard input for moving repair robots and code optimization, so it actually runs a little bit faster. And this game will still run in a 4K. You don't even need the 16K RAM expansion pack to play this one. And I don't remember too much else about the gameplay here, but I'll just fast forward so you can kind of see a little bit. The animation, for SG4, looks actually pretty good. The laser shoot across and actually produce a little bit of explosion when you hit something.
Where did Blue Meanies come from? Is that Beatles thing or remember.
Yeah, I mean, that is part of Yellow Submarine, isn't it?
Yeah, isn't it?
That might be where the VIC-20 programmer got it from originally, because I don't think Jim changed the name of the game.
Oh.
But a nice little 4K distraction. Anyway, you can go get those from Jim's site. And good to see he's been back and getting some other stuff out. He took a little bit of a break too, as we all do occasionally need. And the last one just showed up in the suggestions today. I don't know too much about this. I just quickly threw it in because a couple we mentioned. I think Mark O was one of them too. Mark, you might actually know more about this than I do, but Scott Adams of Adventure International is talking about making new 8-bit games, and I haven't even literally read this what's on the screen right now before. So Mark, you might want to chip in if you know a bit more about it.
He was just mentioning in the past few years, Scott Adams had brought out some kind of adventure games on modern platforms, and they did moderately well, but they did not as much interest as he hoped there would be. And so he was asking people from the this is so particularly is just Scott Adams personally. I'm friended with Scott Adams on Facebook, and so he's just asking people to friend him what they would think about a classic game or a classic system playing a modern adventure game. And all of the response has been very positive. I told him the CoCo community would love it, and probably the other communities too. If he get him up to speed with modern development tools and crank out some stuff, I think he'd do very well. He could pick up some pocket money, so to speak.
Yeah, like I know the TRS-80 Tandy Assembly guys who actually interviewed him, or was it Randy Kindig? One of the two, basically. I actually interviewed him way back because he started Adventure National on the Model 1.
Yep.
And it was him and Infocom that kind of had the corner on adventure games. He wrote the ones that would run on the smaller machines off cassette, et cetera, because it's basically just 2-word parsers and set, et cetera, while Infocom had, rich descriptions of the environments you're traveling through and handled full sentences and things, but you required a system with a disk drive, which back then you're looking like $1,000 to $2,000 before you'd have a machine that could do all that. So Scott kind of had the lower end of the market, and Infocom had the higher end until the hardware caught up. So yeah, so basically he wants people to respond here. Is like
if you have a Facebook, well, you probably have to friend him in order to respond, but he's a pretty friendly guy. He'll probably friend you. But yeah, if you want to respond, or if you want me to just relay a message me, Discord, wherever, and I'll post.
Well, maybe if you want to message him, maybe have him come on. He can kind of advertise what he's trying to do here on the show and answer some questions.
That's a good idea.
That would
I'll
be
ask
good.
him to come on.
And then we can just interview him about the whole, Adventure International, because he ran that company for years. They did a ton of CoCo arcade games and stuff too, like Sea Dragon and Airx, and strategy games like Airline and Rearguard, and all the Adventure International, adventure games. And Lance Miklas did some of the very earliest CoCo games out by any third party from there, as did Charles Forsyth and a few others too. So Adventure International actually has a history of the CoCo that goes right back to 1981.
Yeah, I'll see. I know he takes the Sabbath off, so he doesn't do a lot of things on Saturdays, but I can ask.
Okay. I mean, if we have to do a special, we've done them before. We had a special on, we interviewed a different day. We let everybody still know when it happens so they can ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, okay. I will pitch it to him.
Cool. I'm assuming everybody here has played a Scott Adams game at some point, whether it's the arcade stuff or the adventure stuff.
Yeah.
Because some of the better arcade games, like Sea Dragon's a quite well done one on the CoCo, and Rearguard's pretty good too, and Airx is a lot of fun. There's a ton of them. There's even a few in the Adventure National catalogs, though, that are missing. Games missing in action. There's the one or two Lance Miklas early ones are missing, and there's even some of the arcade ones that are missing, which is kind of strange, but hopefully they'll show up at some point in time. So anyway, that's all the Game On news I have this week. I think we'll check in with William Athing and see how he's doing on testing his. Oh wait, show Kevin Holloway's screenshot there first. That's actual one of the head-to-head Mattel footballs we were talking about. Just so people that are younger and have never seen these things before know what
Oh, right. You kids.
I remember those.
He's not sending video, so I cannot enlarge him.
Would
Oh,
that
maybe I
be
can do it this way.
12-volt battery in those, or what?
Oh, he can show you the real thing. How's that?
Nice.
You're muted, Kevin.
Oh, that's the head-to-head one. Yeah. The fancy one.
Yeah, I remember playing that one too, as well as the single player one.
I used to have the Merlin, the tic-tac-toe one.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the LEDs and everything. You're the blinking one. Oh man, that brings back memories.
Yeah, there you go.
Ken, we have to have a special one at CoCoFEST. We're going to bring out the Mattel stuff just to be a bit different there and just play that. Go through round robin tournaments.
Right.
Well, I think
Oh
you
man.
must have let some smoke out.
No, he went offline.
Yeah. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
we hear
sorry.
you.
Yeah, we thought you were gone.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Can you see anything?
Yep.
Yes.
Coco one.
She's
Yep.
running.
Righty. Yep, it's running. It all works good.
Nice.
All right.
So I was really surprised I didn't need a little bit of troubleshooting.
Do they include an SD card?
No, I used the SD card from my existing CoCo SDC, and so didn't have to set anything up really to test it. But yeah.
Now that's the manly test. I'm going to endanger my SD card to see if this works or erases SD cards or not.
Oh, there's no dangerous voltages on there or anything like that. So yeah, so yep, good to go.
Nice.
I just fired up a random game. So Air Attack, I think this is.
Yeah, it's another chroma set one, I think.
So
Did you have a case with it?
I printed out a case. While I was assembling it, I had it going on the printer, and so I made this one, and I offered to make one for Brian Weisler too. It didn't come out super great. I need to trim up the slot here because it looked like it got a little bit droopy there around the slot area. But
Right.
yeah, but this was the color that was on the printer. So yeah,
How long did it take to print out?
hour and a half, I think.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, started that before I started the soldering. So
Clint Harris is selling asparagus. Says PTSD.
You got to remember, like he sells like 20 of them in 2 days, and he has to hand solder every
Right.
single
He
one.
has to do them all. So yeah.
And he's used to the stuff where you just use the pick things and whatever else, and it does all the soldering for you and everything else. Here, so. This is traumatic for him.
Mr. Ethan,
So
you better
while I'm
attend
on the line here, I had some other things I've been wanting to get on and show you guys, but I haven't done that yet. But now just a quick preview. In coming weeks, I will show you some stuff over here. But I have over here these are cousins. So I got an FM7 over there. And then
Fujitsu, cool.
Fujitsu FM7 dual 6809 system, and then right next to that is a Hitachi Basic Master, also a 6809 cousin. And then in the other corner over my shoulder, there's a NEC PC 6001, which is kind of it's a 6847 cousin. It's not a 6809 cousin. So and the Basic Master is booted on that monitor right there, but can't do much with them yet. I'm looking to get some mass storage solutions, and then I'll come back on the show and show those things off a little bit later.
That'd be cool.
Fix that door on your CMA. It's hanging by a thread.
Yeah, yeah, it needs a little bit of help. I can't find an STL model for printing it and fixing something, but
there you go.
I don't think he ever will. That's one difficult profile to print.
Yeah, maybe just glue some magnets on there.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That'll fix it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Alan Murphy mentioned in the chat, he said the NEC PC 6001 has a lot of great 6847 VDG games, and Nostromo, which is a game he's porting to the CoCo
cool.
as an experiment learning machine language, is one of them.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was thinking about throwing in the CoCo DV there to enhance the graphics, see if it fits in there.
Cool, but see, how long did it take you start to finish to do the CoCo SDC? Not including the case. That's a separate thing.
Just the soldering, like an hour, not much more.
Okay, so for people that are interested in getting a CoCo SDC and want to get a cheaper price, if you order from Boys and Tech the kit, and you're brain damaged enough to enjoy soldering, then it's a great bud.
Frank will be in touch.
Yeah, don't show it to Frank. We want him to live. and still keep the company
No,
going.
no, we want William to solder for it.
Oh yeah, no, I mean if you want a side job, yeah, it might be something you can talk to him about, because every time he gets a batch of 20, he sells out in like 2 days.
Right.
He's accusing us of eating them.
And for a fully assembled one, Frank, you got how many you got, or you have some available in stock?
Yeah, what is your stock level at, Frank? Because I know you've had to do about 3 batches in the last 2 weeks already.
And
We'll have to wait for the delay on the chat. They're about
Sure.
30 seconds behind
And
us.
the little scroll that goes across the screen there has his website and a discount code.
Yep, retrorewind.ca, and if you get the discount code, you do get a pretty nice discount. So, and of course, he's got the CoCo Diagnostic Cart, which is based on the original CoCo Diagnostic Cart by Tandy, but expanded to handle the CoCo 3 and up to 2 mega RAM, and it detects 609, a whole bunch of other stuff. So if you want a modern diagnostic cart, then you can get that there too.
Okay. So Frank says he's got 19 available.
So they should be sold by tomorrow.
And then
I mentioned on the show.
You got a day and a half, right?
And for the adventurous type, what's Poison Tech's website?
Isn't it boysandtech.com?
Should be.
Okay. All righty.
Also, since Ron's arms are getting tired, we should show the CoCo 2B here, which is the T1 VDG with true lowercase and some extra border options, etc.
Yeah, this I've had for years and years and years, and I take a lot of pictures, through it, and I think it's been retrograded once. I don't know, but anyways, what's neat about this one is besides of having a 6309, it has an upgrade that somebody did years ago, and if you see what it says there, it says video and audio with an E, AUDEO.
Oh, so they added composite too then.
Yeah, and then there's a switch here for black and white or color.
Nice.
Oh, that's cool.
Why I don't know, but I guess.
Oh, the black and white.
Well, if you're doing like high res graphic screens for doing word processing like TeleWriter or VIP Writer, it'd be a lot easier to read in black and white.
Right. Color TVs are going to blow apart, so you want to kill the color. And
yeah, so this is the 27B.
Yeah,
and,
so it's a true lowercase VDG. Yeah.
Happy birthday. And this has you ever see these? I don't think they're on every CoCo, but there's a past sticker. See it?
Yeah.
They're on most CoCos because that's basically, it went through quality control inspection and passed.
Yeah. So this is one of my favorites for sure. Keyboard still works. All these.
I had some friends in our club here who did that black and white switch for the composite too. And basically, if you're running VIP Writer or TeleWriter 64 in 64 column mode, you couldn't really read it on a TV because that orange and blue fringing crap.
Right.
It was quite readable in black and white. Like you could read it quite well. The 85 column was still pushing it.
Now, I wanted to show you this here cable. This cable here, if you can see it, it's a RCA jack, and it's thin, and it really doesn't have any shielding on it, to speak of. But this cable works beautiful on RF, and into your back of your TV cable, and this goes in where the F jack is on the TV.
Right.
And if you keep it away from wires and stuff, it is a beautiful picture on just about any CoCo, even the ugly RF out on the 3. But this is what you want to look for, one of these. I also have a black one that doesn't have any shielding that works just the same. So it works perfect.
I don't know. I can't do a CoCo setup without a mass of wires.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But, on this particular one, since it has composite,
Sure.
Over here.
Pump it out. Yeah.
Yeah. It works great.
Now, is that one, did he disable the RF to run the composite, or does it run both?
It can run both. I don't know what kit is in there or anything. It's been a long time since I opened it up to put the 6309 in it, but that's about it. So.
Yeah, one of these days, some of us
happy birthday.
Yeah, happy 40th anniversary of the T1 VG. The first time we got official lowercase right from Tandy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a great machine. Keyboard's nice too. It's the big one. The CoCo 3-ish looking.
Yeah,
And for you historical buffs here who have not watched our show for too long, of course, the T1, an early prototype that didn't quite have all the features, though it did have lowercase, was actually in the deluxe color computer that was supposed to be out in '84. When that got canceled, they had all these chips kind of designed and made, and they kind of finished the design, and then they introduced it later on in the CoCo 2's life as a CoCo 2B.
Okay, plus, since this has been retrofitted, it hasn't turned yellow again. Still pretty white, so.
Do you know how long ago you retrofited it? Because I know some people
Yeah,
claim that it kind of
years.
fades after a while.
4 years ago, at least. I probably have it on my, wall somewhere on my profile. Okay, you can take me off now. Thank you.
Okay. Well, one thing I do know, if you don't clean the bed, you're going to be on the couch tonight.
No, it's okay.
Right?
I'm in the extra bedroom.
Oh, okay. You get to keep that one.
Yeah, this one I can clutter up like you wouldn't believe.
All right. Well, is
We're
that yep, I think we're done.
I just wanted to point out one thing since Ron brought it up earlier. Don't feel bad for Sonny and Cher, because how old are Sonny and Cher? Older than stereo. So,
and we want to get into quadraphonic.
Did you watch the show?
Just plain old stereo. We ain't got stereo, folks.
Wow. And you have the.
Oh yeah, this is at 65.
Okay.
I remember seeing the show in the early '70s.
Oh yeah, they were old by then.
But she took care of herself pretty well. She looks pretty nice even today. But
it's a wonder what plastic surgery can do for you, because she's had a ton.
Oh yeah.
Right, because she's got to be 80-ish now.
Yep. Yeah, I think so.
Amazing.
Late '70s, '80.
I mean, Indians don't get old, but still.
No, she's had some enhancements and surgeries and stuff, but I also think she takes good care of herself. I think she's quite a exercise person too, so combination of both.
Hey,
She
Ron,
puts on a great show. I've actually seen her live twice. So
yeah.
What?
David Lord said you got to move into the big house.
Oh,
promoted?
It's 107 today, so.
Oh, you can't go in the garage.
It's sealed off. Hermetically sealed.
Right.
Garage or
It's
the
really hot there.
observatory.
Don't leave any 3D printed stuff out there. It's going to be a puddle.
No.
for us connects in the rest of the world here, that's about 42
Right now
degrees
it's
Celsius.
101, so it's kind of cool today.
Why do you guys people live in deserts? I don't understand this at all.
Well, it's the
I'd
same
prefer
as
snow.
in the winter. In the winter when I lived in Rochester, New York, we used to look outside the window, and you know what? It was icicles hanging down, and it was cold, and we couldn't go out.
And the mercury didn't come out of the bottom at all.
No
What
different.
do you mean you
than
couldn't
here.
go out? How do you play hockey, go skiing? There's tons of stuff you can do outside.
Yeah, but it's no different than here. I mean,
No,
here
then you walk
it's
outside and you
hot.
die. That's quite a bit
You look-
different.
No, we have a huge 33,000 gallon pool out back.
Oh yeah, you got a pool. Yeah, but I mean, for somebody just walking outside, what are you going to do when it's 120 degrees?
Well,
But what do you
you
do
know
when
when
the
to
pool's
come in.
boiling?
Here's
Go
how
to
you
the
know when
car.
to come in. If you have permanent press pants on and you start smelling it coming out, you go in.
That's like half the year for you, though,
That's
isn't
scary.
it?
Yeah.
And the pool's bubbling because it's boiling.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
bubble.
Throw some
But
lobster in there.
It can
It
get,
never gets over 90. It's fine.
it goes to 94 sometimes. Really does.
Wow.
Like in the cold of Rochester, Canada. I mean, you can just put more clothes on, then you're fine. Go out and
Yeah.
skidoo or whatever.
You pull the flaps down over your toque.
You can only get so naked before you can't remove any more clothing when it's 120 out. So
I'll tell you what I have to
This
do
is
in
true.
my car. I have to roll the windows down a little bit all around because you can get in and try and touch your steering wheel. You
you
push
don't have
the
one of those
button to start
deflectors
Ain't
on
gonna
the.
work.
No, it's just so it's like 140, 150 degrees, left in the sun.
Well, I've seen people like the dash and stuff actually cracks from the heat.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Maybe they're making them better now, but I know
Yeah,
the old
they are.
60s, 70s cards would crack
yeah. Well, I'll
wide
tell
open.
you, one thing good about cars here, if you were to buy an older car here, the exterior of the car is beautiful. There's no rust. It's in great shape. The inside of the car is wasted. The tops of every door,
just the heat.
door
yeah.
panels, you know, are gone. Dash is gone.
Everything's curled up and wrinkled down, and
Yes.
wow.
Interiors, you have to buy an interior from back east.
Yeah. By the way, don't store your floppy disks in the back of your car when you're in that kind of weather.
Oh
either.
no!
Right.
There was a CoCo at the show, wasn't there? With
Yeah, that left
WoRC
on there.
background.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
Chris
not the
Berry
way to
says-
retrobite, folks.
No.
Right.
Chris Dury says that share is 79.
Oh, we were close, Rick.
Yeah.
60. It's going to pick up my quote here. I'm going to be infamous for that one. You can only get so naked.
Yeah, we'll have to pass that one around out of context and see where it goes.
What, is he talking about doing a seminar at the fest? What?
I'll tell you another thing you can't do when it's hot out is go in your bare feet.
No.
No,
It's
no,
bad enough
no.
here when it's only like 90.
Even let's say you wear flip flops, and let's say that one falls off, you're doomed.
Right.
Unless
Stop,
you can
stop, hop.
It's
I
like
remember that from
those-
Texas. Those
It's
three
like those
steps
lava
to the water.
walkers. Yeah. It's like those lava walkers running across those hot stones and stuff. But they're cheating. They put a little oil on their feet. So, but I remember like Vegas gets as warm as Arizona does.
Yeah.
Like I've been there when it's 122, I think was the worst. And you're
Yeah.
standing on black asphalt and you stand too long, you start to sink because it's softening.
You'll stink. Yeah.
And I'm going, this is too damn hot. It's melting like roads.
I used to worry about my color computers being in the garage because of the heat. You know, it becomes as warm as it is outside in the garage, and then it
Right.
just slowly dips and then comes back again. You know, but what happens is it's such a slow movement of heat that it doesn't
Right.
affect anything. Yeah.
Well, that's like the soldering ovens. They come up to a couple hundred degrees Fahrenheit, but they do it slowly in a ramp, and they take it down on a nice ramp.
Well,
But
there's a
everything
reason to
lives
move
that
to
way.
Arizona. You if you're doing a lot of like soldering with
You don't need an oven.
Yeah, you just stick them outside for 5 minutes and you're done.
Yep.
You might have a
You know,
few
another
bugs
thing-
stuck in it or something.
There's
but-
one other thing I can share with you. Our pool is big and everything, and it's bowl shaped, right? When you go out in the afternoon when the sun is straight up and you look into the pool and you look and see if there's any, sometimes we'll get a little rodent that falls in, can't get out, and it goes to the bottom. So I'm looking, and then I come in. You can't see when you come in because your eyes
Oh.
are so adjusted to really, really bright
Bright light, yeah.
reflection. Yeah. Then you start thinking, oh God, I'm going blind now.
Right.
Yeah, jeez.
I have struck a torch master.
Yeah. Nothing like that. It's just your eyes have to adapt. And when you get old like me, it takes a while.
And David Lord apparently has multiple wives.
I mean, it's worse when you have photo gray lenses in your glasses. Like,
Yeah, like these.
have to adjust.
Well,
Yeah, I
glasses
have
are
that
tough
too.
to wear too if they're metal. My
Oh,
wife.
right,
says
they
she
get
Yeah,
can't
it
hot.
wear-
burns a singe into the side of your head. And
Yeah, she can't wear earrings that are metal because they start hurting. All of a sudden it's like, what's going on? Ow.
Ears start sizzling.
Yeah. I smell bacon.
Right. I think it's me.
Oh.
Yeah, I think I'll stay in Canada. Thank you very much.
I have a heart valve, a pig's valve in my heart, that I got in 16. And every once in a while, we're at a restaurant or something. Do you have any bacon? And my wife's going, what are you asking that for? I says, I just feel like I need bacon. I just have a hankering for bacon. Pulled pork? That's another good one.
I'm coming home.
Yeah. Got to
All
grease it up, right?
So, are we ready for the outro?
We probably should.
Yeah, we probably asparagus the crap out of this show.
This concludes another episode of the CoCoNation, the world's leading live interactive talk show featuring the Tandy Color Computer. For all things the CoCoNation, visit us on the web at thecoconation.com. We'd love to hear from you. Send feedback, suggestions, even segments via email to show@thecoconation.com. The CoCoNation show would not exist without the community and its cast and crew. The CoCoNation theme song, copyright 2022. to D. Bruce Moore. Mixed, mastered, and produced by D. Bruce Moore. The CoCoNation is over. Join us on the CoCo Discord server. CoCo forever.
Okay, that's it for this week. And tune
And
in.
if our guy from down under was here, you know what he'd say.
Good day, Mike.
Good day.
No.
Crikey.
Did you
Sorry.
We're just gonna go to bed. That's what he's gonna say.
I think that's just implied at this point. We're sorry.
All right. Well, bye everybody.
Bye everybody.
Next week. Thanks
Bye,
for
Omar.
visiting.